That's actually Gerard Clark. That is the defensive lineman from Coastal Carolina. Big fella, play with your nose or anywhere along the defensive line.
I think one of the big things with this drill is you don't want to anticipate what the coach is going to say. You got to have to kind of react. And that's what these coaches want to see is your reaction time to some type of stimulus. And that's what's happening here. But if you guess, and you guess wrong, you're going to look bad.
And you're going to see it. Everyone's going to see it. So, Calais, how does this kind of translate, this drill? Just, some things and some skills that you use, on a daily basis in the league.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is change direction, being able to, have quick reactions and then really just how fluid your hips are. Change direction of the hips. Every lineman has to be able to put their foot in the ground, chase screens, be able to, put their hips in the pass rush scenario. And all this is just a precursor to can they do that in the game side.
Some real athleticism here from Javon Dexter, senior defensive lineman from Florida. I mean, he's a dude who was able to chase down Will Levis, a really mobile quarterback from Kentucky when those two played this year.
Big guys that can run make a lot of money. A whole bunch. And you know what? You don't want to see one of these big guys running at you and you're running back to a receiver or quarterback. So this is an important drill for everybody here.
Yeah, he was all big. That was Siaki Ika for Baylor. We were talking about 358 pounds.
Moves well, though. And moves well. You don't want to see that train coming towards you. That's okay. Get up. Get up. You go fall down in the game, too. Yeah.
Big teaching muscle.
How you handle versus is important, That's important, too.
And we'll see that often here, right? It's how you respond.
And like Calais said earlier, as far as the anxieties that happen, things are going to happen on these types of drills where you're not going to run it perfectly. But the important part is you get up and you keep trying and you try to forget about it because you've been training for this type of thing in your entire time leading up. So you know how to do these drills. It's just about
what's going on, everybody? Can everybody hear me?
Nice work there from Laurel Jomo, defensive lineman from Texas, was actually born in Nigeria, played 50 games at Texas. That's what you're going to see from a lot of these guys. The COVID year.
Can everybody hear me?
Experience. Maybe have some guys with a little bit more refinement to their technique.
Everybody good? I can hear me, right? Yeah, man. Got this set up. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of times, a lot of guys struggle just getting up off the ground. Yeah. And with 268 pounds, you might have a hard time getting up. But it is what it is. This is about effort. You show effort out here, and that's a lot what the coaches are looking for. Maximum effort cannot be.
All right. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to catch the 40s. I was out doing something, so I apologize. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Bucko's Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Keep supporting the channel. Shout out to everybody in the Bucs community, whether you like me or not, or whether you like the Bucs or not. Keep supporting the team. If you want to donate, the donation links are in the description box. All donations are welcome, big or small. All donations are welcome, big or small. Early stream today. Locker room talk. Day one NFL Combine, defensive lineman. I didn't catch the 40-yard dash. I was on the road driving. I was trying to get back as fast as I could, and I'm here. And I told y'all I was going to do some streaming today. Trenches matter. So what y'all think so far? What did I miss? I missed the 40s. I know that. I got to go back and check the 40s out. So who's on y'all radar? We got Rip, King Cook, Exclusive Garvey, JR Dot, Molly Mall. What's up, buddy? Know what I'm saying?
I think the thing with this drill, as an interior guy, a guy that's on the interior, you have to get out of traffic, right? And there's going to be guys cutting you. Guys going to be lying on the ground. You have to jump sometimes over your player and other players just to make the play. So these bags are simulating all of those types of things where you can see traffic.
Yeah, I missed the 40.
You can find a way to get over those to get where you need to get to. Yeah, I felt that one on the football field just for record.
Who's on your radar? Brian Breezy. There's some big guys there, man. Like, we got to get somebody in the trenches, man. We need young studs. Brent, what's up, Brent? I ain't worried about no running back and no D line. I mean, no running back and no DBs. I don't care about none of that. That's some good work by Benton right there. That's a big dude that can move. Oh, I like him. Keanu Benton, man. I like him, man. I'm gonna check out his tape. That's Brian Breezy. Well, I like Brian Breezy and Benton.
Keanu Coburn right there from Texas. Guy was a top 50 recruit nationally coming out of high school. Played a ton of football with the Longhorns. As we get DJ down.
And another big thing about these drills, what you try to do is
linebackers and D linemen. Yeah, Breezy. Yeah, I like his movement, man. In the bag drill, the in and out bag drill, I like that. Up and down, up and out. I like Breezy and Benton, man, from Wisconsin. I'm gonna check out Benton from Wisconsin. Why was he off my radar? I knew about Brian Breezy. What up, Buccaneers for life?
He did that in that same game against Kentucky. His buddy Greg Cox got some pressure, got hands on it. Talking about awareness with Dexter to go up and find it, ball skills to bring it in.
That dude from Clancy, man. The dude from Pittsburgh, the Clancy guy. That I don't know if I pronounced his name correctly, but his measurements are like Aaron Donald. Same size, almost same size.
As far as what you're supposed to do, it's a feel thing. Like in the game, you don't want to be staring at your feet. You need to look where the ball is. If you can do that better, you're going to make more plays. So that's also something the coaches kind of looking at.
Yeah, Clancy, that dude, man. These are defensive tackles. These are D linemen, and the Bucs need severe help there. They need some fresh legs down there, man. Hold on, I'll be back. I like what I'm seeing. Hold on, fellas. I'm coming. Give me a second, fellas. Give me a second. Subway, eat fresh. Look how big this cookie is. Chocolate chip. Subway got them chocolate chip cookies from Subway. I can't hold you on that one. Look how thin this one is. Shout out to Subway. Keep making them chocolate chip cookies. I'm cheating right now.
in Group 1. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Elijah Cansey, who was sub-5 and sub 4.8, in fact, right? 4.78 to move 40 times there. This is Zach Pickens, was defensive line from South Carolina, ran a 4.96 unofficial. So you get a look at all the guys who ran sub-5s right now. This is your Javon Dexter right here. Who ends up with a 4.93 unofficial. These interior guys who run sub-5, you're feeling pretty good about. This is Brian Posey, also at 4.93.
I think he's another incredibly career. I think he's got looks my type of man, so I think I'm not the type guy. Yeah. I watch Clemson play because I'm this Mississippi guy. As you should know, the guys are good.
You know what's crazy? We got D lineman, interior D lineman running sub-5s.
And then we'll finish with the king of this group, Elijah Cansey. Not the tallest Calais, 6'1", about 280 pounds, 290 pounds. Man, he can get down the field. Oh my goodness.
Listen, he helped himself. Listen.
It's crazy.
But you were already going to get comparisons with the size and the school to Aaron Donald, and then you start throwing that athletic profile up.
We got defensive tackles running sub-5 on 40s. Guys are getting bigger and they're getting faster. The NFL is no longer a William Golson, Nacho Nunez, Roaches, Hakeem Hicks, big and slow. Cannot be big and slow. Look at the comparison. Javon Dexter Sr. from Florida. Comparison to Chris Jones. The measurements are there, folks. Remember, measurements are very important. And if you can coach them up, that's the ceiling. Very similar. Got to get younger on the D-line. I don't want to have no conversations about no other position today. D lineman, outside linebacker. That's it. You ask me questions about anybody else, I'm not going to answer. The focus is on the trenches. I don't care about running backs and cornerbacks today. Don't take an offense. I don't care about cornerbacks and receivers and DBs today. If you got a question about a D lineman, feel free to ask. I'm not going to entertain no other position today. Not doing that. I told y'all this yesterday. Outside linebacker, D-line. Let's talk about that. I'm watching the combine. I'm going to let y'all know I'm watching the combine live right now. So this is a live stream, early live stream. Watching the combine and checking out these D linemen. We're talking about D tackles today, defensive linemen, 5 techniques, 0 techniques, outside linebackers. That's what we're doing today. So so what y'all watching right now, if you're watching the NFL Plus or NFL.com, Combine is on live. You can go type in www.nfl.com/combine. You can click on www.nfl.com and Combine is live. You can just click on it and it'll get you live results, up-to-date results right now. That's what I'm doing. I got NFL Plus. But folks, this is what we need right here. This is what we need right here, folks. Jalen Redmond from Oklahoma. Dante Steele, Brian Breezy, Javon Dexter, maybe in the 3rd or 4th round. You know what I'm saying? Because he got some character issues with him. Keanu Benton, Cameron Young, Gerard Clark. We need guys that can get in there. These guys are big and they're quick. and they're hungry. We need guys on the D line to help Logan Hall. Pick number 19, D Lineman. That's look. I'm fine with getting a tackle, but I think my value. I think I'm not done. Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. My value at pick number 19 is D lineman. We're just so bad there. We're just bad. We're bad. And you know, having Logan Hall and another guy next to him from this draft, maybe two guys from this draft with Tryon, I think that's the wave right there. Young D lineman that can get back there, and every year the Bucs should draft one or two every year. Just keep drafting them. Just keep drafting them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, what you're looking at is 5 techniques, 3 techniques, and 0 techniques right now. Now you got the wide nines, you know what I'm saying? The outside, you know, if you're running a 4-3, you know what I'm saying? But right now we're talking about the big boys, the D linemen. But we got to get some. Look, anybody that can rush the passer, that's what we need at pick 19. Look, I don't mind getting Broderick Jones at offensive lineman, but that's not the conversation today. The conversation is about D lineman. And we saw all this past season, we saw how terrible the D line looked. Even with Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett wasn't doing much. He only had like 3 sacks before he got hurt. Tryon, you know, he struggled as far as his strength. Logan Hall wasn't getting the reps because of old man Hakeem Hicks was in the way, was stunning his growth. So when he did get in there, he really didn't do nothing. So the objective today is defensive lineman at pick 19. This is where the Bucs should go at. And I'm telling you, every year the Bucs should pick a D lineman in the first 3 rounds. Just keep doing it. Keep guys coming in there and at that position, because for years the Bucs have lacked consistent D lineman play. You know, the Noah Spence, the Dante Bond, and you know what I'm saying? That just wasn't enough. You know, you got Tryon, you know, Logan Hall. Think about this for a second. If you go back and look at the Bucs' previous drafts, you know, you got the Vita Vea, but I'm talking about pass rushers. See, Vita is not a pass rusher. I'm talking about pass rushers. If you look at what the Bucs have drafted over the last several years, that pass rusher, it ain't been great. It hasn't been great at all. Let's keep it real. Jason like Jock. I like Gerard Clark. I like him. He's a big dude, but he's quick. He can get in a little better shape though. Keandre Coburn. These are some big, quick dudes, man. And the Bucs lack that bad. DJ Dale from Alabama. Javon Dexter Sr. I'm watching him. He got character issues. He'll be a good steal in the 3rd or 4th round. Javon Dexter Sr. He will be a very good steal in the 3rd, 4th round. I think the Bucs should come out of the draft with 2 D linemen. The Bucs are set up again to get 2 D linemen out of this draft in the first 4 rounds. Just got to do it. Javon Dexter Sr., man. They did his measurements. He measured up very similar to Chris Jones. I'm not saying he's going to be a Chris Jones, but the measurements, if you can coach him up and make him reach his potential, 6'5", 310 pounds, quick, long arms, you know, fluid. And if you watch the draft over the years, like I have the last several years closely, the D linemen are getting so faster, man. And they look in better shape now. Like today's football is not yesterday's football. These guys are, they're big guys, but for their size, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". Some guys at 6'2". Bruh, they look good for their size. And they'll get in better shape in the NFL, but man, because you can have the measurements, but it's a mental thing. There's a lot of talented guys, but it's a mental thing. Are you committed to reaching your potential? All these guys can be great players, but unfortunately in the NFL and in the combine, out of all these guys, a lot of them are not going to be like great players. Some are going to be really great. Some of them are going to be really, really good. You know, some of them are going to be solid, serviceable, and then some of them are going to be like, he's not good enough. You just got to know how to scout these guys. And what are you looking for in your scheme? Maximize potential in your scheme. If you're running an aggressive scheme, you need guys that has high IQ, that can read and react. Football IQ is very important. You can have all the talent in the world, but if your football IQ is lacking, you're not gonna fit. That's why you see every year guys just don't do well. Combine numbers look good, but Javon Dexter Sr., man, take a look at him, man, from Florida. His stock on the rise. His stock is going to rise. He's 6'5", 310 pounds. That's what you want. Think about that. 6'5", 310 pounds. That's lean. That's very lean. Now, there will be some guys that's not going to test well, but they're going to play well. There's going to be some guys that's not going to test well. These guys look like they're in their 30s. But some guys are not going to test well, but you got to have an eye to pick those guys. And hopefully the Bucs can do a good job, because if you look at the Bucs draft picks on the D-line, in the trenches, it has not been great outside of Vita. Question marks on Joe Tryon. We don't know what we got in Logan Hall. But what about before them? What did Jason Light do there? What did Jason Light do on the D-line when it comes to draft? Out before Vita, before Vita, what did he do? He didn't draft well. He didn't draft well in the trenches, folks. He just recently started drafting in the trenches. Like, yeah, Vita, yeah, that was a good pick in 18. Still, people question the pick, but it turned out to be pretty decent, right? Pretty good. Tristan Wirfs. Joe Tryon, question mark. Logan Hall, question mark. So outside of those four guys, well, let me stick to the D-line. Outside of Vita, what did Jason Light do? What did Jason Light do outside of Vita on the D-line? Tryon is a question mark. Logan Hall is still a question mark. They talented, but question marks. From 2014 to 2022, all I see is Vita, Tryon, and Logan Hall. That's 8 years of drafting, and we don't have guys. From 2014 to 2018, or 2014 to 2017, awful. From 2014 to 2017, what did Jason Light do on the D-line? Brian Breezy, if he's there at 19, the Bucs can't mess this up. That's all I'm trying to say. On the deal, get a D lineman. Gerard Clark. Pay attention to him, folks. That's a big guy. He can move, though. These are 5 techniques, folks. 5 techniques. 5 technique, 3 techniques. Well, actually 5 techniques. If you're running a 3-4-5 technique, if you're running a 4-3, you got your defensive tackles, your nose guards. You got to stay low. It's a good rep. Can anybody answer the question? Javon Dexter Sr. He's on my radar, folks. He's the talk of the town right now. He's getting his stock is rising, folks. His stock is rising. Got a baby Vita right here. Sika Ika for the Baylor nose tackle. The Baylor nose tackle, he's probably going to the second round. But Javon Dexter Sr., man, his stock is going to rise. He's gonna go in the top 3 rounds, probably second, third round. But if the Bucs can get him in the 4th round, that'd be nice. But I don't think he's going to last to the 4th round. I'm telling y'all, folks, I'm spotting this out for y'all. Gerard Clark, Javon Dexter Sr., Brian Breezy. I'm just telling y'all right now. If second, third round, 4th round, got to get somebody. I like this rep. Moro, the guy from Texas, Moro Ojimo. Moro Ojimo. I like him too. I like his technique. Zach Pickens. Looking pretty good there on the drill. Looking pretty good. See, the good thing about when you draft a interior D lineman, you want him to have flexibility to play up and down the line. I like Jalen Redmond, Oklahoma. I got my eye on him, man. Jalen Redmond, man. I got my eye on Jalen Redmond, man. Jacqueline Roy, nah, too tight, too high. I like Jerron Clark, man. Gerard Clark. I'm just saying. Javon Dexter Sr., Brian Breezy. Now Clancy, he's not an interior lineman, but he's kind of like he's going to end up being that Aaron Donald type. He measured the same. Oh, Dante Steele's look pretty good too in the drill. Quick. Okay, Dante Steele. Dante Steele, man, he flashed. Dante Steele from West Virginia. What are you running? So yeah, Dante Steele ran a 4.85 in the 40, a D tackle, a 5 technique, or D tackle in the 4.3. But 3.4 and 5 technique, he ran a 4.85. Dante Steele from West Virginia. I'm gonna circle him too. Jalen Redmond, Dante Steele, they look good in this drill. They look very good in this drill. Calais Campbell is very lean. Have y'all noticed that? He never got really big. He stayed lean, 6'7", about 280, 290. He's very lean, even at his age. And he can still rush the passer at his age. He's very lean and to be tall. I like those tall, lean guys. So if you look at Javon Dexter Sr., he's 6'5", 310. He's very tall and lean. You want guys like that, that can move. Look how big Calais Campbell is versus Dwight Freeney. Not even close. Dwight Freeney was about 6 foot, 270, but he was fast.
sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone.
Hey, how about combine action? They had you doing drop drills. I wouldn't think I could do that. That's all I know.
In fact, Calais.
Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at that power. Oh, God. Calais. Same damn thing. What, Calais? Come on. Man, I was young and untrained, baby. Hey, that's all good. It's raw. Out there, full athleticism. It's raw. Just looking like a power forward out there. Like a basketball player.
Calais Campbell looks the same, and he's there at the combine in 2008. Calais Campbell aged very well. Calais Campbell aged very well. He looks the same as a kid at 2008 up until now. He looks the same pretty much. Just older, a little older, but he looks the same pretty much. Oh yeah, Jalen Carter is not participating. He's doing the interviews. Kalijah Kancey. You think he'll fall to you think he's not a good fit for us though? Kalijah Kancey. No, we got defensive tackles running 4.6s now. It's getting ridiculous. Think about this. Kalijah Kancey ran a 4.67 unofficially. A defensive tackle in a 4.3 ran a 4.6. Faster than Aaron Donald. They're getting bigger and faster, folks. We got a defensive tackle in a 4.3 that cracked 4.7. He ran a 4.67 as a 4.3 defensive tackle. The fastest time for a player over 280 pounds. They're getting faster. They're getting bigger and they're getting faster. I don't want to see no slow guy on the Bucs D line moving forward for the size they're looking for. The Bucs run a 4.3, aggressive 4.3. From here on out, as long as Todd Bowles is the head coach, I want to see guys running sub-5s at the 5 technique. Do you understand? This is ridiculous, man. And the thing about defensive tackles, you want those guys to have quick feet. You're not worried about the 40 time. You want to see fluidity. You want to see quick feet. Aggressive hands. Because in the interior D-line, you're hand fighting so much. Dante Steele, I like him. From West Virginia. You want to see aggressive hands and really good footwork from D tackles. Whether they 5 techniques or the defensive tackles in a 4.3, you want to see that. Don't worry about the 40 time. Worry about technique. Be aggressive. Aggressive hands and good feet. The Bucs need to do what the Commanders did. Do that. For 3 straight years, you won't have any problems no more. I promise you. If the Bucs for 3 straight years draft D lineman, 3 straight years, you won't have the problem. You won't have the problem. You won't have the issues. Javon Dexter Sr., man, and Kalijah Clancy. Whoo, Dante Steele, Gerard Clark, Redmond. I like them boys, man. But see, Kalijah Clancy, he don't fit with us. He's 6'1" or 6 foot and some change, 280 pounds. He's not going to be good for us in a 3-4. He's too small. But Aaron Donald played in a 3-4. He played a 5 technique because he's strong. Now, oh, okay, I see how they did it. So group 1 was the bigger guys, the D tackles. Group 2 is the 4-3 D ends, and they can play 3-4 as well. But I see they broke it in 2 groups: outside linebacker, outside D lineman. Oh, I like the D line. Oh, I like the combine. I do. I'm excited. Dante Steels, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Gerard Clark, Redmond. I'm pointing it out for y'all, man. See, look, here's what we got to understand, right? Look, we are a hybrid 3-4. When I mean by hybrid 3-4, the Bucs, not we, but the Bucs are a hybrid 3-4, which means that their base, or they're going to run a lot of stuff out of 3-4, but they can run a 4-3. So this is the purpose of drafting. You don't want to draft the guy that's limited. You will get more out of a guy with versatility. Because think about it. If you can do one job and do it very well, that's great. But if you can get a guy, a young man on D line that can go up and down that line, that's even better. Nothing against the guy that can play the 5 technique really good. But if you can get that 5 technique to get right in the middle of that 0 technique on passing downs, like when Vita is on the sideline, we can get a 5 technique that can line up in front of the center with Tryon on the outside with Logan Hall right next to him. You get what I'm saying? You want a guy with versatility. He's at the 5 technique, but he can play 0 technique, rushing the passer. He could be disruptive up and down the line. See, William Golston, Nacho Nunez Roches, Hakeem Hicks, they didn't have enough explosiveness. They're old. I want the Bucs to draft somebody with versatility that you can play him up and down that line. It's 3 down linemen. Base 3-4 is 3 down linemen. The purpose of a 3-4, the main purpose of a 3-4 is you want more speed on the field, an extra linebacker. See, a 4-3 is 3 linebackers with 4 D linemen. That's what the Commanders run. I like to use the Commanders as a good example. They run a base 4-3, a version of a Tampa 2. Long defensive ends, Josh, what's his name? Not Josh Sweat, but Montez Sweat, Chase Young. The interior, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. All drafted by the Commanders. I'm going to use the Commanders as an example because go look at their defensive rankings. It matches the tape. Their pass defense was pretty good. Reason why is because their front 4, or their front 8. Understand what I'm saying, folks? So being that we have a 4-3, we need 6 D linemen. We need 6 total, or 5 or 6. I'm not talking about the outside linebackers. I'm talking about the guys that put their hand in the dirt. We need about 5 or 6 of those guys. And if we can get this right for the next couple years, with Tryon, Logan Hall, and in this draft, get 2 of them. And in 2024, get 2 more. Now you're looking at 6 guys under 25 years old. Let's get it. I don't want to hear excuses. Kalijah Clancy ran a 4.67. Can he play in all? Would y'all if the Pittsburgh D lineman, if he's sitting there at 19, would you get mad the Bucs draft him? Kalijah Clancy. Would you get mad if the Bucs drafted him? 6 foot, about 287 pounds. Would you be upset? Would you be upset? Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said, okay, let me check it out. Hold on. Hold on. I think you mentioned. It was a Grislow. Somebody mentioned this, right? So the NFLPA, I'm sidetracking a little bit. So the NFLPA did a team report card. So they asked players on each individual team about their facilities and strength training and blah 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 blah. So the Bucs received a D+ for treatment of families, a D for nutrition, a B+ for weight room, A for strength staff, a C+ for the training room, a A- for the training staff, a C- for the locker room, and F for travel. What are you doing, Glaziers? The Glazier family. Are you kidding me? F for travel? They don't even allow their players to travel first class. A D for nutrition? So they don't like the food at the $1 They don't like the food in Tampa? The players don't like the food? What's up with y'all chefs? Do you need me to come down there and cook for the players? A D+ for treatment of families? A C- for locker rooms? Are you kidding me? That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, folks. Told you there was a lot of issues in Tampa, dog. It just was covered up. The players don't even like the food. You know what that screams to me with these grades for the team? Cheap. They after the money. That's why they signed Tom Brady. It was a business decision. Fatten their pockets up. They didn't give the players' families good treatment. That's bad, folks. That's bad, folks. A D- for treatment of family? Hold on. What are they doing to the Bucs players' families, man? Why they gotta do? That is basically the Tampa Bay Bucs players screaming for upgrade everything. It sucks to be a player in Tampa. Yeah, that's embarrassing, bro. But you know what don't make sense? How the training staff, the strength staff get an A+. But the Bucs players was always hurt. So, in other words, some of the players got roommates on the facility. They don't fly first class. They don't offer daycare or family room at $1 Palace. They making all this money and the players don't even like being there. A brand new indoor facility, training facility, and they still don't like it. Oh, you know what? Makes sense though. I never understood why Tampa was never a free agent destination outside of Tom. Well, since Tom Brady came, yeah, guys went to come play to try to get a ring. But outside of the 3 years that Tom Brady was here, the Bucs was never a free agent destination. Nobody really wanted to come to Tampa and play for the Bucs. Interesting. Very interesting. Because see, when Tom Brady came, we got some names to come. I don't think we're gonna get any more names, folks. the grades. I bet you when players come to Tampa and they see One Buck Palace and they see the facilities and they be like, oh, I'm good. That's bad, folks. You got to get your facilities right. If you want to look like a first-class organization or a top-tier organization, this is what I was trying to tell y'all, even with Tom Brady. I don't know why the media was trying to hype it up. Like, man, look, man. The Bucs need upgrades everywhere, not just the D-line. They need to upgrade the stuff around the facilities, their nutritionists, how they treat the families, and all that, like travel. What is going on with the Bucs organization? That is a terrible report card. And that's the players. The players did that. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers football players graded the Bucs facilities and the treatment and the travel and the training staff. That's a bad report card, folks. That's a bad report card. Coming off a Super Bowl in 2020, this is what we grade out at? So the Bucs grade out of 32 teams, the Bucs ranked 26 in the report card, in the overall rankings, in the report card. 26 in the NFL. What the WTF? The Bucs ranked 26? That's embarrassing, folks. This is what I'm trying to tell some of you Bucs fans. You out here running your mouth to other teams. You don't realize how terrible the Bucs overall look compared to organizations. I want to see the Bucs get into the between 7 and 15. The Bucs got to get better than 26. So Bucs fans, please hashtag stay humble. You running around here running your mouth acting like the Bucs organization is like top tier across the board. No, man. The football players telling you, so you can't refute that. The football players telling you the Bucs facilities is ugh. And the Bucs ranked 26 in the NFL. So stop with the running around talking noise to everybody. Stop it. You're running around here talking noise to other fan bases, and you can't even clean your backyard. And oh, by the way, let's go down to NFC South rankings, right? Let's look at the entire NFC South. The Saints ranked number 10. Panthers number 12. The Atlanta Falcons ranked 23rd. They higher than us. What? We at the bottom in the NFC South when it comes to the report card. The overall structure of the team stuff outside of the players. We ranked 26. The Saints and the Panthers in the top 12. In facilities, nutrition, training staff, treatment of family, travel. What are we doing in Tampa? What are we doing in Tampa? This is embarrassing, folks. Oh my goodness. It's pretty bad, folks. You know, somebody brought it up somebody brought it up. How is your nutrition a D, but your weight room is a B? You get an A for strength staff, an A minus for the training staff. I don't get that. So your nutrition is terrible. But your training staff is an A minus, and your strength staff is an A plus, and your weight room is a B plus. So you got B plus, A minus, and an A for keeping your body right. But don't the food count too? How your nutrition is a D? So the food sucks. So when the players over at One Buck Pie, they over there chilling in the facility. What y'all ain't got a 24-hour staff cooking? What kind of food are y'all cooking in Tampa? You're frying 10 wings and fries all day long? What they doing? The food from Tampa General? I bet you the food at Tampa General better. How your nutrition is a D? How is nutrition a D? And travel is an F. So Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Vita, they give the Bucs travel staff an F. You can't book those players first class. Man, what's going on here? The NFLPA did a NFL player team report card. The Bucs overall ranked 26. It's terrible. But here's the flip side, though. Cincinnati Bengals ranked 27. The Kansas City Chiefs ranked 29. The Chargers ranked 30. The Cardinals is 31, and the Commanders is 26. The Commanders are 32nd. The Steelers are 22nd. The New England Patriots 24. The Rams 25. So the owners are being cheap. Anything below 20, your owner is being cheap. Your owner being cheap. Who's in charge of this stuff? The overall player treatment. Player life experience outside of football with the team. Do you take care of those players' families? Do you make sure they're good? Do you make sure they eat right? The owners are being cheap. The players told y'all how they feel about over there in Tampa. Now watch, we're gonna have people in the chat room. Nah, that's not true. They just did a player report card. They just did a player report card. You gonna refute that? The overall grade for the Bucs is 26 in the NFL. God dang it, bro. Interesting. What a shame. Bucs got to tighten up, man. Yeah, the air rusher is about to get it in. I don't know what's taking so long though. I gotta go on live right now. I don't know what's the issue here. I don't know why they're taking so long to set up. What's the issue? Why are they taking so long to set up? Is y'all screen so is they showing the 40s right now? Because my screen's still saying players only combined coming up next defensive lineman. Like everybody getting the same. You getting the same thing? I don't know what's the issue here, man. I'm on NFL Network Live, and I'm like, man, what's the holdup? Should be taking this long. I'm just saying, like, what they need to fix that, man. They need to keep it on everybody. Like, keep it there. Like, they change the screen. It's like this waiting screen, man. Oh, so Cameron Brake got cut. The Bucs are expected to release Cameron Brake. The Bucs the Bucs saved $2 million. Cameron Brake made $28 million, basically being a average to below average tight end. The peak Cameron Brake was when he was with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston got Cameron Brake paid. That was the reason why Cameron Brake got paid, because Winston was throwing him the ball. After that, it got worse. He had a cap hit of $5 million. So by getting him, after getting rid of him, the Bucs saved $2 million. Yeah, Jameis Winston got Cameron Brake paid. Adam Humphrey got Adam Humphrey paid. He got Cameron Brake paid. Like, Winston was not afraid to throw the ball to those two guys, and those two guys are not really that good. They were good when you got a quarterback was like, I'm going to throw you the ball. Neither one of those guys was elite, and Winston got them boys paid. You ain't heard from Adam Humphrey since, and Cameron Brake just got worse every year. He made $28 million. Shout out to Cameron Brake. Shout out to Cameron Brate. Nine years with the Bucs. 33 touchdown catches. 273 catches total. 9 years with the Bucs. Undrafted out of Harvard. $28 million in 9 years. That's a pretty good career for an undrafted free agent. Shoot, I'll take that all day. Cameron Brate is gone, folks. He will not be back. But see, Cameron Brate even said it himself, paraphrasing. He kind of knew it was going to happen. When he caught that touchdown pass, he kind of knew he wasn't coming back. The Bucs are making they turning it over, folks. They turning it over. All those guys from 2020, a lot of them going to be gone. I would like to thank Cameron Brate for his services. He made a lot of money. His last couple years was not good. He probably going to retire because I don't see any team picking him up, really. He can't separate. I don't see no team really picking him up. Cameron Brate is gone, folks. But the peak Cameron Brate, 2016, 17, 18. You know, he made all that's where he made his money at. And Winston was throwing that ball to him too. Throwing it right to him every time. It's one thing about Cameron Brate, man. He kept his head down. He never complained. He was a good guy on and off the field. I never had a problem with Cameron Brate. Never, really, to be honest with you. He was a solid guy. You know, he overachieved. You know. But Cameron Brate is out of there. What's going on with the combine? What's taking so long? Are they back yet? What's the issue here? It shouldn't be taking this long, man. Cameron Brate took pay cuts his last 3 seasons to stay on the team. I don't think any other team is going to sign him, to be honest with you. I just don't see it. Yeah, I just don't see another team signing him right now. I just don't see it. What is going on with what's taking so long? I still got this stupid screen, man. Oh, Jerome Booker is retiring. The NFL referee. The referee, Jerome Booker, is retiring. 19 years.
And it's something we talked about when we signed him, that a lot of our players would just see from him being him, the things he does, as hard as he works, the dedication he puts into things, that would rub off onto a lot of players, which we think it did. So, signing him was great because of the player and the things the fruits of the labor that we got from that and helped win a Super Bowl. But we think that's going to just his being is going to be with us for, and what he was is going to carry with us for a few years, or for hopefully for longer than that. That's not easy, and it's something we talked about when we signed him, that a lot of our players would just see from him.
So Jason Light basically saying he thinking that by signing Tom Brady is going to carry out the winning ways, is going to carry out moving forward for the next few years or the next several years. I hate to say this, but he don't understand how this works. He doesn't have that type of stuff. It's not in place for that type of situation. See, this is what I'm saying. Like Jason Light, there's some good about him. There's some like what WTFs and some WTHs. We signed Tom Brady, hopefully that his being will rub off on the players. They get to see him, work and perform and all that. Quarterback. But does he not understand that's what's set up now? That's not going to happen, man. And then he turned around and said, well, quote, paraphrasing, he's going to sign a veteran guy to compete with Kyle Trask. So wait a minute. 32-18 for the last 3 years as a culture, as a franchise. And you think that's going to carry over with Kyle Trask and some veteran with 23 free agents and $55 million, $53 million, $55 million over the cap. Where does he see that at? Like, where does he? Let me play this again. I want y'all to understand what. Listen to this.
He works, the dedication he puts. That's not easy, and it's something we talked about when we signed him, that a lot of our players would just see from him being him, the things he does, as hard as he works, the dedication he puts into things, that would rub off onto a lot of players, which we think it did. So, signing him was great because of the player and the things the fruits of the labor that we got from that and helped win a Super Bowl. But we think that's going to just his being is going to be with us for, and what he was is going to carry with us for a few years, or for hopefully for longer than that. That's not easy. And it's,
what is he talking about? Yikes. I have no idea what in the world Jason Light talking about.
Was there ever a non-zero chance that Gronkowski was going to play for the Buccaneers last year? At any point, was there a non-zero chance?
Yes, it's always possible. Aren't done yet. This is, the tape is done, the season's done for these guys, but now you've got the combine, you've got the visits, you've got the interviews, you've got the workouts, all these things. And there's several quarterbacks that we like in this draft, just like most drafts. So it's definitely a possibility.
See, they're not believers in Kyle Trask. Yeah, no way. Listen to this.
So the evaluations aren't done yet. This is, the tape is done, the season's done for these guys, but now you've got the combine, you've got the visits, you've got the interviews, you've got the workouts, all these things. And there's several quarterbacks that we like in this draft, just like most drafts. So
That's why when Bruce Arians said about the door number 2, you don't need door number 2 if you like Kyle Trask. Now, do you bring in a veteran to back him up? Sure. But if you're trying to get a veteran to start, well, you don't need to look behind door number 2 if you believe in Kyle Trask. And if you look behind door number 2, it's strictly for a backup. What you mean compete? So the Bucs are not set up the way y'all think it is. Look, some of y'all think that it's still set up well. It's not. Even the insiders are telling y'all it's like it's going to be very difficult for the Bucs to be anything more than NFC South champions. They're not going to do anything outside of that. What Jason Light is relying on is something that transpired the past 3 years to carry over moving forward with whoever the quarterback be. You're not set up at the quarterback position to even think like that. Now think about it. If he had a lot of faith in Kyle Trask and everything was set up right, the cap was good. You didn't have all these free agents. You didn't have an old team. They're not going to understand that. But you think what happened in the past 3 years is going to carry over moving forward just because they see some pictures and they see a Super Bowl trophy and pictures of Tom Brady. So they're going to be sitting in front of a wall looking at Tom Brady's pictures like, we're going to win. We're going to go 32-18 for the next 3 years because the presence of Tom Brady, he was in here. He sat right here. It don't work like that. Just his being. What you think? The ghost of Tom Brady going to be flying around there talking to people? See, what matters now is what you put on that field. The being of Tom Brady, the spirit of Tom Brady ain't going to help you, buddy. That is gone. The product that you put on the field has nothing to do with Tom Brady now. You can't rely on him to get free agents. Who's signing with the Bucs to play with Kyle Trask and whoever else? Jacoby Brissett, Baker Mayfield, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Marcus Mariota, Andy Dalton. Who's signing up for that? Well, let me guess, the being of Tom Brady is going to attract free agents. Because remember, before Tom Brady, we had people coming to Tampa left and right. Stop it. What is wrong, man? What is going on here? What is this?
We're back on our roster right now. I'm just saying, if he were the starter, or if he was the only option that we had right now, we'd be very, very excited about going forward with him. And he's going to get the opportunity to, no matter who we bring in, to be the starter. No, we'll give it. You have to give everybody competition. He's the only quarterback on our roster right now. I'm just saying, if he were the starter, or if he was the only option that we had right now, we'd be very, very excited about going forward with him. And he's going to get the opportunity to, no matter who we bring in, to be the starter. No, we'll give it. You have to give everybody competition. He's the only quarterback on our roster right now. I'm just saying, if he were the starter, or if he was the only option that we had right now, we'd be very, very excited about going forward with him. And he's going to get the opportunity to.
So in other words, you want to look for a guy that can win right now. It's my opinion, but when you sign a veteran, if you think about it, if Todd Bowles and Jason Light feel, I don't like to use that word because I don't like to feel, I like reality. You're reloading, so you're looking to win now. You have a win. If you still think you have a win now team, you're looking for a veteran guy to come in and win now. Am I correct? You're trying to win now. Door number 2, right? Competition for Kyle Trask. I understand that. So I understand that part. He's the only quarterback on the roster. Well, why don't you bring Blaine Gabbert back? He's been in the system. Well, he's been around for a while. He's a veteran. Why don't you bring Blaine Gabbert, make him the starter, and then eventually put Kyle Trask in there, or make Kyle Trask start and have Blaine Gabbert as the backup. That way you don't have to worry about door number 2. You got your guy in the building, you're going to give him a chance to start. go ahead, make sure whoever you sign, that's the backup. How about you do it like that? See, all this finicky and wishy-washy, whoever we bring in to start, he's going to compete. Why don't you just make Kyle Trask a starter? Because whoever you bring in is going to have way more experience than Kyle Trask. Because too many question marks about Kyle Trask. Dave Canales, no matter what he says, no matter what Todd Bowles and Jason Light says about Kyle Trask, they ain't comfortable with that. The jobs are on the line. You can't roll Kyle Trask out there and think you're going to win 12 games and be a threat in the playoffs. That ain't gonna work. The Bucs are not set up like that. Not right now. Anyway, my bad. Let me get back to the combine. We'll talk about some more stuff. I don't know what's going on with my. So they back. The combine is back now. Mine is not showing up. I don't get it, man. Mine is not showing up. Mine's still showing this stupid screen. I'm on NFL Plus. I need to change over to NFL Network because I don't know what NFL Plus doing. Stupid, man. They're giving me this stupid screen. All right. I got it. Brenton Cox Jr. Yeah, I gotta switch over to NFL Network because NFL Plus tripping, man. Yeah, NFL Plus is tripping. Yeah, Brent Cox Jr. is running. .485, Brent Cox Jr. 485.
Coming up now. There's Doug Peterson. Not picking first overall this time around, is he? He is not.
All right, we good. We back on track. We back on track. NFL Network. See, I was on NFL Plus. NFL Plus, man, do better.
He made it to the division round. I was there for that game. That was a wild one. Yes, you were. Caleb, 2 halves. Well, you were there for the wild card game. Oh yes, correct. For the 27-0, and came all the way back. Wow, the Louisville Cardinal there. He's rolling.
Oh, Yaya Dobby. Oh Lord.
I mean, I'd love to see that again. I think his foot landed right around.
Yaya Dobby. Oh my goodness.
That was a huge stride. Talk about the difference with get off and take off. Right?
Oh my goodness. Boy, these guys are big and fast.
He covers that first step.
Yaya Dobby.
Just looked like he took a 3-yard step, but that was a heck of a start, as evidenced by what you said. 1.61 was elite. He just went a 1.56. Yeah, 1.62. 1.62 is elite. 1.56. So then what's 1.56? Otherworldly? Yeah, not human. Exceptional. Yeah. What, you get a sticker for that? Chukwu. Rice. And a Rice Owl. Getting ready to run here. He get a chance to get Caleb Williams on the ground. Heisman Trophy winner. He played USC.
Yeah, NFL Plus is only good for basically watching games, basically, man. Like replays and stuff like that, going over film.
477. We're seeing some nice times.
What's some good times right now, folks?
And I mean, it's a star-laden group as we continue to go through it. A lot of first and second round picks. That's a familiar face. Yeah. Texting, how do we get more draft choices? First and second out the door. They belong to Seattle. Chris Pfizer. Hey, buckle up for this one, Rich. Okay. Boston. Scoot. He's got a track background. A lot of times with the 40.
Isaiah Fusque.
Great time. He is speed to power. You watch him.
From Notre Dame. I've seen a couple of plays with him. 6'5", 264 pounds. 4'6". Man, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you better get a D lineman. I don't want to hear nothing. How can the Bucs miss on this draft with D lineman? Here we go again, another draft with D lineman, and the Bucs are going to be goofies. Do not be goofy, Tampa. Don't be a goofy. Oh, that's a Shaq Barrett clone right there. Nick Hampton. That's a Shaq Barrett clone. 6'2", 236 pounds. That's a Shaq Barrett clone. But these are big dudes that's running, man.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious. Zero never tasted so good. Try it now. What's up, Einstein?
My network has got kaput.
You tried to say go back on it.
I got what I paid
Boy. See, don't. And the thing about Cal Trask,
There's a smarter way to say it.
as you watch these D linemen run, and we got Cal Trask back there. You know what I'm saying? That O-line got to be tightened up too, man. Do y'all understand how the NFL looking right now? You want to throw a statue back there with a leaky O-line. The Bucs got to tighten up the O-line and D-line. But today, the D-line, that's where the Bucs got to go at. You can have all the all-star cornerbacks you want and safeties and all that. If you can't rush the passer, man, that is the problem. I'm going to go with a guy from Washington, University of Washington. No more of that. See, I think this time the Bucs need to get a highly productive player. Specifically, maybe Big Ten, SEC. No offense to the Pac-12 or the Big 12. I mean, they got some guys out there. But I needed the Bucs to get like some grit, some players that we've seen a lot. You know what I'm saying? Some guys would be like, stop with this. This, like, we didn't see that coming. Like Joe Tryon, nobody saw that coming. Even the Logan Hall pick, to be honest with you. You're picking on potential instead of like being able to produce right now. See, I want the Bucs to get somebody right now that can go in there and not have to be worried about, let's put a veteran in front of him. No, man. No more guys like that. Get a guy like Tristan Wirfs on the D-line that you can put him in there, plug and play right now. He's going to produce. That's what the Bucs need right now on the D-line. A guy that you can draft and you can put him right in there. You got 7 picks, get 2 of them. And hopefully one of them you can put in right away. And the other one you can rotate in there right now. No more goofiness. No more Luke Gedekes. None of that. No more of that. Goofy picks. Get a guy that you can plug and play right now. We need our Tristan Wirfs on the D line. A draft pick that can come in this season and produce, and then get another guy in later rounds, fourth round, third, fourth round, maybe, that you can rotate them in right there. We ain't got time for the nonsense. Cut the crap. KJ Henry. I'm watching it on my TV and my phone. So here's the thing about NFL Plus. You really can't watch it on TV. You can only watch it on phones and tablets, which is weird. NFL Plus, you can only watch it on phones and tablets. That's weird. I'm gonna go get my tablet too, so I can watch it on my tablet. So I'm really watching this, folks. KJ Henry 471.
Stacey Dales gave us a little tip to keep an eye on.
Isaiah Land?
Florida A&M, that's a rattler on your screen. Nice split. Nice run. Good run. Run a little bit upright, but great eye. 4-7 flat.
How tall is he?
Isaiah McGuire of Missouri.
You want to throw Kyle Trask back, then you got guys running 4.7s and 4.6s. All right. Yeah, right. Mike Morris, 6'5", 275. So many guys the Bucs can draft in this. There's no excuses. We can get a 4th round pick by trade. We can. Remember yesterday I was telling you about going back from 19 to maybe 22 and picking up a 4th round. Saying like that. Find a way. You gotta find a way to get some more guys. We need guys. If you can't get your guy at 19, go back a couple picks and get value. At 22, 23, and pick up an extra 3rd or 4th round. The Bucs need to do that if they can't get the guy at 19. Mike Morris, he's pretty good. I don't think he's not gonna run well though. No, he didn't run well. No, yeah, move him inside. Yeah, move him inside.
Guys, I just want to give you a little preview. Keep your eye on Nolan Smith out of Georgia. He's been warming up here, unlike anything I've seen today. He's got the headset on and very animated down here. Remember, he had that torn pectoral injury his senior season, and as he has been rehabbing that, the 40 is something he's been exclusively focused on. Guys, he had a 41.5-inch vertical, a 10.8 broad jump, and he is about to set it loose on the floor.
Nolan Smith. They're talking about Nolan Smith.
Murphy of Ferris State. I don't know if you're into production, Rich. You tell me if this is good. 25.5 sacks this year, 39 tackles for loss. Is that good? Those are good numbers, for sure. You take those? By the way, 41-inch vert. That usually does translate to being fast. Burst and things of that. It's explosiveness. And my comp for Nolan Smith was a solid Reddick. Saw a year that's coming off of. Like Jose Ramirez. So every year we're talking to coaches around the league. Who's kind of your day 3 player that you like to put in the sleep? This is a good guy. 10 sacks. University of. Nice little dip move. Good lane. It's a fun player to watch. I started 6'5", but
Jose Ramirez. That's all right. 6'1" though, 241, running a 4.8. That's kind of slow. David Bowles. I'm getting ready for the goofy pick. Why change tradition? I feel you, man. I feel you. You getting ready for the goofy pick? Tavis Robinson. We got defensive tackles running better than the D line, the outside linebacker or outside D lineman. Nolan Smith, folks. Here we go. At 19, what you think? Shout out to David. Shout out to David Bowles. Oh my god. 4'4", 6'3" and some change. 240 or 6'2", almost 6'3". He ran a 4'4", and we went a roll with Cal Trask back there. All right, man. What are we doing here, Jason Light? Get your D lineman, man. Outside linebacker, 5 technique. It's too many. I don't want to hear the excuses this year from you guys. I don't want to. Don't defend Jason Light this year. There was no excuses that the Bucs can't come out of this draft with 2 guys. First round, get a 4th round pick somehow. Come out of the draft with 2 guys. Oh, Luke Van Ness is another one. Iowa. Tristan Wirfs played at Iowa. Luke Van Ness. Lucas Van Ness. Stop with the excuses. I don't want to hear it this year. I don't want to hear it. No offense to Tryon and no Logan Hall. I don't want to hear it this year. I need another one. And he wasn't even a starter at Iowa. He looks good. He looks like a Joey Bosa. 6'5". Lucas Van Ness wasn't even a starter, and he shot up the draft boards. He has a good build, 6'5", 270, 280. What's the issue? 5 technique. What are we doing here? Some of these guys are better than Logan Hall. Some of these guys are better than Logan Hall. Some of these guys are going to be better than Joe Tryon. Cut the crap. I am sick and tired of the Bucs D-line looking like baby Dookie. Can't get no pressure. Quarterback sitting back there like Dak Prescott and Case Keenum. Picking us apart. I'm sick of it. Cut the crap, Jason Light. I don't want to hear it. I'm telling you, I'm going to get you, Jason Light defenders. I'm going to get you this year. I'm going to get you. I promise you. I'm going to get you this year. You. If you don't do it, I'm going to be on you. You're stupid. Not saying you're stupid. I'm saying I'm paraphrasing somebody, a guy, a joke, a comedian, but not saying you're stupid, but I'm on you. Because I want to hear the excuses this year. Because every year the Jason Light defenders, well, Jason Light be hitting no good picks. Look, man, what about these picks? Oh my, Brian Young. These dudes, how can you miss? Get some of these guys on the run. Get 2 of them. Some of these guys are going to be better than Logan Hall. Some of them are. It's just what it is. Every draft, there's going to be players better than other players. Previous draft. It happens. Can your scout team get these guys? Can the scout team find the gems? Cut the crap. I don't want to hear it. Because last year you had a chance to get Travis Jones, and you screwed it up. The Ravens drafted Travis Jones. And before he got hurt, he was producing. The Jets got Jermaine Johnson. He looks like he's going to be pretty decent. Don't screw this up this year, Tampa. He ran, that Hakaboo, whatever his name is, he ran very stiff. They want to roll with Cal Trask back there. That Cal Trask runs like a 5'2". You got D Lineman running way faster than him. Robert Bill Jr. from Georgia. Robert Bill Jr. 4'5'3". You sure you want Cal Trask back there? See, Brenton Cox is a 4th or 5th round pick because he got character issues. See, Javon Dexter Sr. is going to be a higher pick. Brenton Cox got talent. He just got character issues. He got dismissed from the team. He's a 4th or 5th round pick. You don't put no early pick on him. Yeah, Brenton Cox is not a bad player. He just got poor attitude. That guy from Northwestern runs kind of fast, huh? I can't pronounce his name, but that guy from Northwestern is super fast. Y'all sure y'all want to roll with Cal Trask back there? No, Andre Carter, guess he's not running. Maybe they got him as outside linebacker. Maybe he'll be in the other group. See, the thing about guys like that guy from Northwestern that ran faster than Aiden Hutchinson and Joey Bosa, it's about his technique. See, Joey Bosa and Aiden Hutchinson, they're very technical guys. They're not the fastest, they're not the most wiry guy, but they're very technical and they're very strong at the point of attack. See, you're going to have the height, weight, speed guys, but can they play football consistently and grit better? You want to know what makes Joey Bosa so good and Aiden Hutchinson pretty much going to be pretty good too? It ain't about the speed. They got Bosa and Aiden Hutchinson are very powerful. They got very strong hands and they got long arms. Measurements, folks. And they're splits. Yeah, that dude might be fast at Northwestern, but guess what? Wingspan, short area quickness. Does he got strong hands? Is he powerful? Long arms. Does he have good technique? Can he disengage from a block? I think Andre Carter might be in another group because I thought he was going to be in this group.
Whatever you're making,
He might be with the outside linebackers.
Penske has the trucks, technology, and network.
I don't want to hear it this year, folks. You Jason like defenders? I don't want to hear it.
Reward your routine with the Amazon Prime Rewards Visa card. You can earn 5%.
Be careful with those height, weight, speed guys.
2% back on dining.
Because they got to have some production. See, Aiden Hutchinson had production. Joey Bosa had production. See, height, weight, speed guys is cool. But got to go back and look at the tape. Competition.
Like your busy schedule works for you.
Youth football is all about swag, style, fun. Three things Peyton has none of.
Noah Smith, though? At 6'2" and some change? 240 pounds? He's basically, when I look at him, look, we have a guy like that. Shaq Barrett, 6'2", undersized, outside linebacker, about 250, 255-ish. But see, Shaq Barrett is not as fast as Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith just ran a 4.44. But if you put Nolan Smith up there next to Shaq Barrett and look at the measurements, very similar. Very similar. Who's the better player at their point of their careers at that point? Nolan Smith is way better than Shaq Barrett at the same point as rookies. He has a higher ceiling as a rookie versus a Shaq Barrett rookie. See, Shaq Barrett wasn't even really playing that much. He wasn't even a first-round pick, second-round pick at all. You know what I'm saying? But see, Nolan Smith, if you draft him at 19, that's not bad. Isaiah Foskey. It's about the 10-yard split with these guys.
The operative one, here's Hampton of Appalachian State. It's 3 now.
These guys are running so fast for big dudes.
That is in the books.
Y'all sure y'all want Cal Trask back there?
Henry. Just 3 runs. That's back at it. They run fast, but it takes a while for them to get through. They don't have the pitch clock.
I'm very curious on how fast Jalen Carter is in the 40.
And you watch the Georgia Tech very first play. Runs right over the tight end. It's the reception. It's off the ball. Really good. It's no. The trainer is already making their way over to chat with Henry.
See, when you pull a hamstring, that means you're running too tight. He too tight. He should have, you know what I'm saying? He should have stretched.
Broadcast is being shown, sir. Fans are listening to us, so careful what you say, DJ. In Coom, Central Michigan. See if we can get some pressure. Penn State's got a tackle.
Yeah, somebody mentioned in the chat room, Georgia had 3 guys. They had Carter, Nolan Smith, and a Beal dude, Beal Jr. You couldn't go nowhere. You couldn't run on Georgia like that. You couldn't pass really like that much either. They had Beal Jr., they had Nolan Smith, and Jalen Carter.
Hey, you want to go watch the receivers and quarterbacks? He knows the measurables of paw patrol. Probably Orange did Thomas the Train. Thomas the Nice. Look at you. Look at us.
he said Jason Light is gonna miss the whole draft. Come on, man. You gotta have a little faith in Jason Light.
DC of the Detroit Lions. Boy, they improved. I know. How about Cincinnati?
That's right. Think about this, folks. The Georgia Bulldogs had at one point, they had Derek Watt, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Beal Jr., and Trevon Walker. Are you serious? Those 3 guys was behind Devontae Wyatt, Travion Walker, and Jordan Davis. Beal Jr., Jalen Carter, and Nolan Smith was behind last year's picks. Georgia had 3 guys win the first round on the D-line. And they got 3 guys this year. 2 of them going in the first round. And that Beal Jr. guy might go in the second or third round. Or he might shoot up to the first round. Georgia's D-line was stacked. They had 6 dudes that's going to be drafted in the first 2 or 3 rounds. 5 of them in the first round. Smith and Jalen Carter going in the first round. Watt, Walker, and Davis went in the first round last year. Isaiah Land, nice. He made him some money today. He long, he lanky, he wiry. See, the Bucs need guys like Isaiah Land. Late round, 3rd, 5th round. The Bucs don't have a 4th round pick, but 5th round pick, Isaiah Land. Boom. Remember Houston from Jackson State? He played better than Aiden Hutchinson. He went, in the 6th, 7th round? Something like that. The Houston got James Houston, the rookie from last year, Detroit rookie. He didn't even play the whole season. He had like 9 sacks. Why can't the Bucs get a guy like that? Why can the Bucs get a guy like James Houston? Shout out to the Detroit Lions. Shout out to Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator. How did you find James Houston? He played better than Aiden Hutchinson, or he had more sacks than Aiden Hutchinson. and he was a late round pick or undrafted or something like that. How did they do that? Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that, Jason? Like, one. I just want one in the late round that can produce. 1.5. Can we get a late round pick that can come in and produce? I just want one. Come on, Tampa. Don't screw this up, man. One. Y'all sure y'all want Kyle Trask back there? But they D-lineman fast. I don't want to hear no excuses this here, folks. You Jason Light defenders? You Jason Light defenders love nitpicking what you think is good. Oh, well, that was good. And that, what about the other ones? Well, I mean, all the GMs can't hit. I mean, you're not going to get all the picks right, but that's not the point. It's the guys you should have drafted. That was there. But you quick to bring up all the good. But anytime somebody says something, well, why he didn't dress this right? Well, high insight, you can't get them all. No. Because this draft, I will not let you, Jason, like the defenders, get away. I'm going to seek you out. Heat seeking missile. Because if you don't do it this draft, I'm going to be on you. And I'm going to bring in the locker room. I want to hear the excuses. Because in the first round of the Bucs draft, anything outside of D-line or O-line, I'm going to be like, what the hell? I mean, well, we needed a cornerback. Yeah, we need D-linemen too. Premier positions. But you always go with the trenches. But here's the thing. It's about philosophy. Do you build inside out or outside in? Or front to back? D tackle, linebacker, safety.
Take the numbers away when you start evaluating. Because, fans get really excited. We all get excited. Oh, he's got 15 and a half sacks. You don't get that out of the Georgia kids. They rotate players. They play a lot of guys. And remember, even in 2021, when he played the full year, he didn't get to a double digit in sacks. This kid can do everything. And he's another example of how they develop players, even if they're five-star recruits. You saw Beal, another Georgia Bulldog who was flying out here in this group. Remember, he led them in sacks with 6.5, the first national championship that no one was even talking about. We're seeing a lot of elite 10-yard splits. Tavius Robinson, Ole Miss, a great split, another 4-7.
Lucas Van Ness.
And Nolan Smith just said, I think he's resting on his triple fours. And we'll see him in the on-field drills. It's now Lucas Van Ness back.
So Nolan Smith is not running no more. He said, I'm good. I'm good with that 4-4-4.
First go through as well, 4-6-4.
Lucas Van Ness.
The nickname of Hercules.
He's built really good.
He does look like the cartoon version of Hercules.
Is he faster than Aiden Hutchinson and Joey Bosa? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's faster than those guys. He's built very well, very well. He's built very well. Lucas Van Ness, he might be there at 19. Ryan Breesy.
2 minutes.
I had to. That was definitely.
What y'all think about Lucas Van Ness?
Down with him because I said to him, I'm Canadian, so I need to know a little bit more about this inner fire that burns within you on the ice. And he was a defender. I asked him if he was a fighter because my brother was a fighter on the ice. He said I wasn't allowed to fight or I'd get kicked out, so he couldn't do that. So he ended up leading the league in his final 2 seasons playing in penalties. So he lived in the penalty box because, guys, he blamed his size. I mean, he's 6'5", he weighed in at 272. And here's the cool part about it, though. His favorite part of owning the defensive line is the run D. He said, I love lining up.
6'5", 270, Lucas Van Ness.
Absolutely annihilating.
We need that type of guy.
So, he loves to play off the edge.
He's bigger than Joe Tryon as far as weight. So he's more strong at the point of attack. So you can line Lucas Van Ness up on the outside. Because, the Bucs they like to get big guys, but we need big, fast guys. Byron Young. Who is this Byron Young dude?
So when we're come back, Lucas Van Ness comes out of the penalty box for the on-field drills. Nolan Smith versus Stephon Diggs and DeAndre Hopkins on the simulcam. Oh,
Nolan Smith is ridiculous.
Probably counsel DeAndre and Stephon Diggs to look away because in this simulcam, Nolan Smith is him. Wow. We will be back.
Nolan Smith is ridiculous.
Field drills of the final defensive line group before the linebackers and edge rushers get out in that group. Little Will Anderson time. That's coming up.
Yo. So Nolan Smith is an outside linebacker, though. He's not a D lineman, though. He's an outside linebacker. He's not going to be rushing with his hands in the dirt. I don't want to hear no excuse from Jason Light fans. You know the beautiful thing about the combine, it gives you an exposure of players that you never really thought about. What makes you go back and watch tape? And I think it's a good deal, man. I don't want to hear no excuse this year, folks. I don't want to hear it. I let Jason Light get away last year. I won't do it this year. I'm not letting him get away this year. Not gonna do it. First down. I don't want to hear it. Thank you for joining Buckles Locker live stream. NFL Combine, day 1. Defensive linemen, linebackers. We are live. We are talking about the trenches. The trenches matter, especially for the Bucs. We need upgrades there big time. Nacho Nunez, Roaches, William Golson, Hakeem Hicks is not going to cut it moving forward. We need to beef up and get younger in the D-line area. That's a fact. You do hear me? Do you hear me? Fact. You can't say you can't justify that. Oh, the Bucs will be fine in the D-line. They can sign a couple guys in free agency. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Y'all see my hashtag, trenches matter. I don't want to hear it. Because the thing about it is the reason why the draft is important for the Bucs is they're not going to be active like that in free agency. They're going to get the bottom end of the free agency barrel. Filler guys. So for the Bucs to make any splash this offseason, it's going to be through the draft. First down. Don't want to hear no excuses. Let me ask y'all a question. On the D-line, what can the Bucs do in free agency on the D-line? What can they do? Who can they sign? Some Indian animals.
Again, winning right off the snap. Little two-hand swipe here against Oregon, working against Bo Nix. Get him on the ground, slipping through gaps. He's not going to be one that's going to want to just hang and stack blocks, hang off blocks. He's going to use his quickness to slip. He's just incredibly active, never stops, got a relentless motor, keeps working. Again, the change of direction, watch him just suck up Bryce Young here. Once he takes off and goes, you saw that 4.4 speed right there. I mentioned in terms of the comparison, who it reminded me of, look at the numbers. Very similar in terms of the size, a little bit taller. But man, the 40 shows you just how explosive and dynamic Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith. What y'all think about Nolan Smith, man?
Nolan's former college teammate and Hassan Reddick's current teammate.
What y'all think about Nolan Smith going to the Bucs at 19? Yeah, man. 1.5 wall. Wow. What we doing? This Robert Beal Jr. What y'all think about Robert Beal Jr.? Yaya Dabi. Isaiah Land. What y'all think about Isaiah Land? You know, 5th round pick, 6th round pick, Isaiah Land from the Florida A&M Rattlers. But these guys are long and wiry, man. Look at that. I'm watching on my tablet. I got my phone. I got the TV.
Then you can scheme in your system by studying film and talking to coaches. The more you know, for some guys, the better. Now, some guys, the more you know, will also send you the other way. Sure. All right. But I think if you're a good player and you want to be great, the more you know.
Oh, I like Will McDonald. Why he didn't run? I like Will McDonald. Why he didn't run? The 40. Why didn't Will McDonald run? I like Will McDonald from Iowa State. Caleb Murphy.
So to get better and improve in your game, it comes from the knowledge of the game. It comes from seeing every team. It comes from knowing what teams like West Coast systems, air raid. You know, if they grind and pound, what they gonna do on third downs, what they go to play, and that's what you pick up throughout the years in the NFL. And you never stop learning. That's the fun thing about this game.
And some of these guys didn't even run.
Sack leader each of the last 2 years for the Hawkeyes, but didn't start. It's kind of one of those weird, just kind of anomalies about a player in this draft class, but certainly made his impact felt.
And that's what you need to do. Whenever you get an opportunity to make a play, right, you got to make it, especially at this level. And I'm glad that he's here, even though he wasn't a starter. It gives guys an opportunity to go out and see what he can do.
Keon White didn't run either. Andre Carter didn't run either. I know. I think they should run it. They should run there, man. They should have ran at the combine, man. I like to see. I like to see competition.
Player and our lead draft analyst Daniel Jeremiah's top overall player.
They need to change that. See the coolest drills. He's pretty explosive. Has a great change of direction. If he has good instincts and has nose for football, athletically you can see it's there.
And then fluid. I think that's one thing. Like when you make it look smooth, when you make it look easy, that's what people look for. Like you see some of these groceries, and that's dedicated to that sacks and yards. They just make it look smooth. They spin moves. They footwork, all of that. They hands, and it just go hand and foot. It just go hand and foot and look smooth.
And that is a great point because that's kind of what we're going to see here in this 4-bang agility drill. I want to just show you a little bit as they're kind of explaining it here a little bit. You're going to go with a left, right, left sequence here. So lead step right, you go over the bags, then you take a little shuffle and you slide in between the bags, and then a hard drive the ball at the end. So this is one of those ones like you were talking about where it's unnatural to not look at the bags. Yeah, but you got to get past that.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically trying to simulate as you're going through traffic on that defensive line. There's going to be guys lying on the ground. It could be your teammate. It could be the other team. But you have to find a way to get through the traffic, but don't look down at the traffic. And so as you see these guys going through this drill, their eyes are supposed to be on the coach and not out on the bags. And then at the end, the key is to finish the drill. Run through those calls as fast as you can.
C.J. Anderson from Iowa State. There, his teammate Will McDonald. Really interesting story that we'll get to when he comes through. Is in this group as well. This is Hava Baldonado. Interesting story here. Spent most of his life in Italy. Only played 1 year of American high school football. Yeah, he was actually an MMA fighter before he discovered American football. So don't get that. He actually played against 40-year-olds in Italian football. I want to see his stripes and how he moves with his violent hands. Right?
I like Brenton Cox, man. Javon Dexter Sr., Brenton Cox. They have some good guys on Florida, man. Just Brenton Cox got bad attitude.
Not at all. Honestly, not at all. No, if anything, I watch the film and watch my steps. Yeah, watch my steps and false steps and stuff. I would say I try to get just for trash talking purposes. These young guys still got it.
So who stand out to y'all so far? Let me ask y'all a question. Who's standing out to you so far? Who's a standout guy that who caught your eye? Just by looking at him, looking at the drills, who's moving fluidity, who got good feet, who got good hands. Has anybody caught your attention? Isaiah Land, it caught my attention. Well, Mike Morris looks sloppy right there, boy. He wasn't square.
nothing like an NFL locker room, and these guys really get to experience it. And it's not about like the money. A lot of times, it's not about the plays on the field. You talk about your family, you talk about stuff that's going on in the locker room, and that's why you see guys that get on they get on air, they get on a podcast, and it's just fluid because they've been doing this for so long.
Luke Vaness.
Speaking of kind of freakish abilities, Keon White just went there from Georgia Tech, played 4 seasons at Old Dominion, then transferred to Georgia Tech. 38 reps at 225, 21 miles per hour, 208 pounds. Oh, yeah, it's good for you, 2 hours. Yeah, that was no seat, right? Yeah. Wow. Right there from Auburn, and last man in this group, another Byron.
What y'all think about Keon White?
This is the Byron Young from Tennessee. Last group, we had Byron Young from Alabama. And we welcome you back here. We are live inside Lucas Oil Stadium. Here, group 2 of the defensive linemen under the microscope right now. This is our NFL Plus Players Only Combine presented by Noble. Brett Lewis, Dwight Freeney, Matt Judon, Calais Campbell, otherwise known as a quarterback unfriendly zone. This is not cool if you are a quarterback. Good thing they are not on the 10 until Saturday. Okay. So guys, the edge rushers, and Kleisman kind of include you. Now you get out there on the edge, you rush. Yeah, that's what I mean. Those guys can fly, and we've seen some really fast 40s. Kalijah Cansey in that first group had the fastest 40 of that group at 4.63. We're watching Byron Young here. Who again was that last man we just showed you running through the drills. Defensive lineman 51. He had 4.53. This is Nolan Smith. This is your fastest 40-yard dash in this group. And today, period, 4.44. Unofficial from the national championship.
Dog, there's 10 guys on the defensive line today that ran under 4.7. 10 of them. I like Isaiah Lamb, Yaya Dobby, Bill Jr.
Listen, if I run a 4.4 out here from all these people, that's your guys. He actually he's actually been dealing with an injury. This is the second half of the season for Georgia. Wasn't available in the college football playoffs. So it's still runs it. Yeah, at 80%. Check this out. Everybody's watching. Teammates at Georgia are all going nuts watching Nolan Smith run a 40. Let's check it out here as he gets ready to go. They'll lay on the ground. Hey, you work hard, Georgia. What championship that work hard? Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. Just man. That's what it is. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Great for your teammates, man. That's what it is. It's all about that. It doesn't matter. It's time or not. It's all about that. That's it. And this is kind of interesting, guys. You remember earlier when we were kind of showing you some of those comparisons, right? Those player comparisons. We showed you Kalijah Cansey and Aaron Donald. So the player insight comparison, which uses height, weight, and speed, the comparison for Nolan Smith, Saquon Barkley. Explosive guys. There it is right there. So Nolan a little bit taller. Saquon just a hair faster there. I watch him play football. Nolan Smith can play football. So yes. It's athletic as a running back, but yeah, you see it on tape too. And he's gonna talk. And that's what it's about. This combine give you a little insight on if the guy can bend, all that stuff. But it's nothing like putting the pass on. When you put the pass on, okay, everybody's the same height. Well, let's use that equality here for a second because you three guys, as good as it gets in your positioning time in the league. But if we had to throw up that comparison, and if we had said that you guys were given the chance, like Nolan Smith, to kind of be compared to a running back, which one of you three would have had the most offensive touchdowns? Do we think?
So let me ask y'all this question. Keon White, man. I think he gonna know those draft boards. The D line from Georgia Tech, D line from Georgia Tech, he can play up and down the line, folks. I want the Bucs to get versatility. They need versatile linemen, man.
And Matt, anybody who has turned on Northwestern State this year, look, not a lot of people got a chance to see them. They weren't very good. This dude right here, Aditamuwa Adabare, is an absolute stud. You don't even have to know what number he is. You just have to watch and look for whichever offensive lineman is being pushed further into the backfield. And you know that's where Tamuwa is.
It looks awesome. And the thing is, I love his motor. As you watch him play, and as you watch him do his drills, how he likes to finish. Some guys don't really finish through the cones. They kind of coast through the cones. That cone is a quarterback. You can't coast to the quarterback. You got to keep running 5, 10 yards past the quarterback. It really is a mentality. Like, everything you do has to be that mentality. Because, you can't just try to show up on game day and start having that dog where you finish. Yeah, you finish every single thing you do. It's got to be a habit.
And then, everybody say the next level is the speed. The NFL is the speed. The offensive linemen don't get faster, right? The time that the quarterback holds the ball gets faster. That's the speed for us. The ball gets out. Probably everybody is in 3 seconds. Man, it's tough to get to the quarterback if you're going half speed. It's tough to get to the quarterback. Somebody gotta really mess up on the side.
Isaiah Fuske. What y'all think about him? They're doing a pass rushing drill right now.
That's all you need to do, and that's all you want to do, and that's it.
And I think when I came here, the big guy was supposed to. The big guy was supposed to be coming out. But anyway, not older. So Joey. So I was just competing with everybody. Inside my head, and that's just my mentality. Like, I don't care if we running a 40 or if we jumping or we just going through drills. I want to look the best. Because once you look the best, you put yourself in a position, to earn some money, to change your family trajectory, but then just do what you love. Like, you love this game, you want to look the best, and you want to do everything you can do to put yourself in a better situation.
And we're talking again about Caleb Murphy here from Ferris State. Who had an opportunity to go to the East-West Shrine Bowl, and I think in those scenarios, guys that played at the Power 5 level and the FBS level, it's a practice player of the week for men's group.
So what's happening? CBS Sports headquarters, they put out the places for Carson Wentz. That USC guy, Tupalupa, whatever his name is, Tupalupas, what a Tupalupa. Carson Wentz top 5 destinations, landing spots: Carolina #1, Bucs #2, Chiefs #3, Bills #4, Cardinals #5. Why they got the Bucs listed with Carson Wentz? Why? Yo, that bag that they slapping that bag, them see, man, I know them dudes probably, exclusive Garvey. I know. Guy holding that bag getting slapped around. Guys with the bags, boy.
Let's go. It is time to work the pass rush, and these guys have been doing it. A couple of, you get to 2 bags here, and now we're setting up for the 4 bags, right? This is the Dwight drill, okay? This is that second bag. We're going to spin. As you get Mr. Lacey here helping us describe and show the drill. And then you got a mount here. That is something you do really well, too. Is when you get to the quarterback, we're finishing, we're trying to rip that ball.
Oh, yeah. And then that foot playing right on that last bag, you're going to see who got really good feet. You're going to see if people got to stop, study, or if they can plant like that inside foot and rip that outside foot.
And as you watch this drill, one of the big things that you need to watch is how they get to the bag, how explosive they are when they hit the bag.
Is that 140? How much?
Same hand, same foot creates leverage and power. And that's what you
That's 140.
You get to the second bag and you spin. You spin as close as you possibly can to the bag. Usually your upper body has momentum that propels you to the next bag. There you go.
Take the tip.
I kind of got to say, good job, man, for the rest of you between I don't know if pronounce his last name. Kind of reminds me of Freddie a little bit.
Yeah, a little
compact, hey, explosive, natural leverage. So, it's a different beast.
Robert Beal right here just went, all that talent that Georgia had, right? All the ones that went into the draft last year, right? Ended up in the first round. Trayvon Walker actually led the Bulldogs to sacks.
He led the Bulldogs in sacks for the last 2 years.
Just in 21. Yeah. So, I mean, plethora of riches there in Athens. Yaya Diaby from Louisville. I feel the energy.
This is the drill. This is a drill that you can really bring out some energy. And I think it's one of the closest things as getting to a
Brenton Cox Jr.
as you got as far as D-line drills, because those dummies.
Very lean.
He's an offensive lineman, right? And trap, and you want to hit him. And when you see the back,
Isaiah Fuske.
that's what you want to see. What you see
Yaya Dabi.
guys really care about what they're doing. The thing is how they use their hands and their feet together. It's what really cause that bag to hit the ground.
And what I like to see on, when some of these guys are going through and when the bag hits the ground, some of them when it goes so hard, it stays down.
That's what you want to do. He's been holding you all day. He's been holding you, grabbing you, and that one flag. So for the pressure, he get out on him right now. That's what you want. There you go. It's never on purpose. Every once in a while, you listen, big tall, a little high, help it a little bit. Yeah. That's a little good. On purpose. I mean, I'm not trying to head slap you, but if my head happens to raise a little bit higher, there's a reason for it.
So, Matt, are you, when you go through this drill, are you envisioning an offensive lineman as number 64?
Nick Hampton is small though. He's about 6'2" and some change.
The first one, when I think of it, I got jump set. All right, I got jump set.
What do you do with jump set?
Jump set is right off the line. He don't take a pass set. He trying to come get you right now. Yeah, stop you at the line. So right here, you beat it with your feet and hand. Now I got a real set, but he overset me to the outside. I take an inside spin move right there, and then
Isaiah Land, dog.
Isaiah McGuire, 2-time sack leader for the Missouri Tigers.
Yeah, that was fluid. And then on that third bag,
Will McDonald. Oh. Isaiah Land, man. I thought Will McDonald was bigger than that, though. Tui Tulopu. Tui Tulopu. 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 I like Lucas Van Ness too, man. Man, you try to spin going full speed. They know how hard that is to do, man. That's hard. Keon White trying to spin full speed. That's hard to do, man.
That you guys pick up each time these guys go through. I mean, it's what we got you here, man. It's great insight for people to understand.
Also, out of that last bag, it's not just a reach. After you get there, you're not done, man. You got to get to the quarterback. And every quarterback, it seems like every quarterback now is mobile. Every quarterback now is mobile. So it's a run, it's then reach. It's a get to the hip, close the distance after you beat the tackle. Now get to the quarterback.
The way we have to lay them down, like, you can't really hit them no more. So you have to get to them and wrap them up. Yeah, kind of wrap and roll. So you have to bring your feet.
Wrap and roll.
You can't side.
Really see that.
Or hit them and then apologize immediately. Or hit them and just say, "Are you okay?" You know, and look at the ref while you're doing it.
Right. So we gave major points to our buddy Will McDonald here for the guy who's not feeling well. Told you despite that high fever, right? But was out here, lost some weight, was still out here competing. Check out what he did in the broad jump. Okay, and I'm gonna show you why this is pretty impressive. So almost 12. Yeah, it's almost a 12-foot broad is 11, and then on the vert, 36. Wow. But he's done this before.
Oh, he's jumping cars. See, this is real athletes. This is the guys who get another one. We are real athletes. You can't see no offensive linemen in those other positions doing all. Which is probably why he was like, "Let me go to this combine. I know I'm gonna show out. I know I'm about to show out, make some money. So you know, say 103 fever. Yes, I can make this money real quick though.
Yeah. Sure, there's like a golf cart in here in one of these tunnels, right? We wheel this thing out. See if we can recreate that Instagram.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm telling right now, don't do that no more.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't do it no more.
Yeah,
now that you won, you're a professional.
Don't even jump on concrete.
Don't even.
Don't even be around concrete if you're honest.
We get paid to play football. You know, we're not gonna take no unnecessary risks.
Years.
I really like this guy works, man. The way he runs to the to get to the drill, the first of the drill.
Yeah,
that's such a tone. You know, I know there's a couple coaches out there that like that. You know, maybe not everybody, but there's a coach out there that matters too.
Jay Anderson from Iowa State, again, picking up the towels, putting them back down as you come back around the hoop.
That was smooth. Yeah, and like I said, this is probably my second favorite drill because for an outside rusher, this is what, you know, I guess how you can get thinking about how you're going to get to the quarterback for us is getting around that edge. And how you get around that edge is you got to lean as low as possible around the edge to get there. Yeah. And this is what's important. You have full hips. You know, a lot of this is about staying low, being able to turn and lean while being low and having that full hips. You know, and you see, you know, it's been quite a few in a row. You know, all these guys are rushing pretty well. You know, I feel like you don't want to stand vertically. Just make sure, as I just saw young man work out, you got to make sure you come around this corner, stay low, because the play is not over. That offensive tackle who's been holding you all day, he's still there. There is no standing up, man. You just keep leaning throughout this entire year. And that's probably like the biggest difference between college and NFL. Like in college, you could be the guy with the first move, just like you got the money. You know, NFL, you have to really keep working. You know, it's that second move and that dip your lead, and you got to do that. Somebody gonna clean you up.
And then this right here, I mean, you might the first thing, beat the tackle. It's a guard coming. It's a center coming. It's somebody else coming. So if it's a running back, if it's a chipping tight end. If you're that good, it's gonna be something.
I like this draft, man. A lot of D linemen.
So whenever you get that, you gotta take advantage.
Isaiah Foskey, 11 sacks each of the last 2 years playing at Notre Dame. He's got that kind of production. Smooth, Nick Hampton, Appalachian State.
Yeah, that rip. You see, he picked the towel up, brought it up. That's how you clear them hands.
A lot of good D linemen in this draft, man.
Remember how we said that my buddy Nolan Smith ran a 4.44 was upset he didn't run a 4.3? Well, 4.44 was unofficial. 4.39.
Ain't mad no more. Ain't mad no more.
Show it to you right now. Here it is, the official times for this.
Wow. Good.
The two Georgia boys right there.
Georgia. 480. That's why we win championship. Georgia just not knowing.
My guy from Northwestern.
Yeah, he right there. He right there. I can't wait to see what he do.
We're going to show it to you once again.
This boy getting faster and faster. 4.8.
It is bad boy. My goodness.
That's 4.58 for the guy from Iowa too.
Yeah, it was so smooth. fastest I think I just heard in my ear among defensive linemen since 2003. Second fastest.
Where was that? We don't like talking about how long ago that was. They had beta. Before 2003 won. Most of those guys don't know what beta was. We had beta film back then.
That's before the combine was on.
They can't even track it. They can't track it. It's in some paper. What year was you? What year were you? 2002. Right before they could track it. All data is lost.
Yeah. Just need to call whatever we want.
Exactly. 4-1. 4-1.
All right.
Stay down, William. Stay down. Stay down.
Oh, it's slipping.
See, another thing right here, people don't got the equipment. These all new cleats. These not broken in cleats. Like, you know, once you get your stuff, that's when you become good. And it's a new surface as well.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't. Some of these guys don't come here.
There's a whole thing.
Not yet.
Abnormal circumstances have to perform the best in the pressure.
Not yet.
Jose Ramirez, nice work there from Eastern Michigan. Defensive player of the year. Way to work, Jose.
So don't drop it.
Hey, by the way,
Just drop it.
just for some comparison and some context on Nolan Smith's 40, faster than Calvin Johnson, Saquon Barkley, and Adrian Peterson. Just to name a few.
Boy, he's moving.
I don't believe the Calvin. I haven't seen the Calvin.
Calvin's a 4-3 guy for sure.
Calvin's 4-3 guy.
I don't know if it's official time, but it's Carolina, but 4-3.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we gotta see the Calvin.
Keon White right here.
Keon White.
Daniel Jeremiah's number 8 overall player right there, number 48.
You think Keon White will be available at 19? He's shooting up the draft boards, the pre-draft boards. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get a thought from you guys on production, right? On statistical production for guys who get after the passer. Like, you know, 4, 5, 6 sacks, whatever it is. Like, do you take much from that, Calais? Like, or can you see enough in a player to know that, no, I see 12 sacks in that nice body?
I think that, you know, when you really think about it in the big picture, it's not about the actual result. It's about the consistent pressure. If he's around the quarterback over and over again, you know the production is there. You know, like, you know, sometimes it just might be the DBs are very good. It could be that, you know, other guys on the team are really making plays. It could be that, you know, he's going against tough schemes where, you know, they really, don't jump to him, but he's still getting there consistently. But for me, I feel like you can't really look at production from a young guy in college. You really want to see like his disruptions. Is he getting pressure? Is he getting quarterback hits? Is he getting, you know? No, and I agree. And sometimes, you know, stats do lie. It doesn't tell the complete truth of how good that player is. Sometimes it's a system thing. Sometimes they blitz a lot.
4.39. That's the official time. 4.39. Keon White, Lucas Van Ness, Nolan Smith, Isaiah Land, Clark, Dexter Sr., Brenton Cox Jr. I mean, there's guys. There's guys there, man. You can get guys in the second round. You can get guys in the first. You can get a guy in the first round. You can get a guy in the second round. You can get a guy in the third round. The Bucs don't have a fourth round pick. They can get a guy in the fifth round. They can find a way to get in the fourth round. I mean, there's too many guys. There's going to be too many guys for the Bucs not to come out of the draft with at least 2. This draft, I didn't realize how deep this draft is, man. I did not realize how deep this draft is when it comes to D lineman. This is a deep D lineman draft. Another year of a draft with a lot of good D linemen, and they're faster.
So, but you know, even when I was playing, and you know, maybe I didn't have some of my best years. I would say I had 10 sacks, and it would be I'll get my 10th sack on the last game of the year and I'm thanking the gods. And I'll sit there and turn the TV and see somebody else 15, 16. But I knew my journey to 10 had a lot to do with how people blocked. And how they blocked me was a lot of times getting double teamed, which freed up a lot of other guys. And those are other things that people have to watch when you're watching these guys, because sometimes these guys might be getting double teamed or what have you, and they may not have a statistical number, but they're making an impact on the game. Also, the luxury of playing with an offense that is scoring a lot of points, man. Let's do this. Everything comes to play. Exactly. Now we're up by 14. Guess what? Open the floodgates. Here we go. My stance get a little wider. I get my foot gets a little further back. Yeah, my foot gets a little higher. Yeah. For me, my stance was always it's always back.
But I mean, and that's why you pass knowledge down. That's why you don't get stuff and keep it in the safe. You pass it on. It's because when I'm out there balling, I need you to be at your best as well, and I need you to know what I know. So if I'm getting double teamed, we still have a production.
Somebody take a double team.
Yeah, somebody
take a double team. It's tough. That's it.
So that's why we have a draft every year.
Well, McDonald, right there through that drill.
I'm telling you, you guys get younger, but they're getting stronger, faster, more explosive. And these guys are impressive.
The frames are so much more developed, even with some of the big guys and the deep tackles. Like it feels like good weight.
We're standing here at the end where these guys are running through, and these guys running at us like, I never played quarterback, but
he's stepping closer to Dwight.
I can see how these quarterbacks, get a little nervous. Just a little bit nervous, as they should be nervous as we run by. That's right. We can't have him no more, right? Yeah, exactly.
Let's speak to each other.
He really looks good.
His brother plays for the Eagles, Marlon, too. And then his cousins, Talanoa Funga, was safety for the 49ers.
Yep.
He's got a football lineage there. And another cousin was Fili Moala, played here in Indianapolis, defensive line.
Wow. But is he Italian, Samoan?
I got to get confirmation on it because I don't want to say it wrong. But yeah, it's.
They all be related.
Yeah.
they all be knowing each other.
All the way through, that's for sure. Right there, Byron Young.
Even him just standing up when he's about to fall is impressive to see. I definitely fell a few times while I was at the combine, just so you know.
Yeah. So next to Adebari's name when I was watching it, first thing I wrote was speed. Second thing I wrote was relentless speed. You can see some of that in the drills here as they go through those. That work ethic. You see it. So they're going to work through, just finishing up there with that drill, going to work through some of the hybrid pass rusher drills, which we'll show you here in just a minute as well. I don't think all of them are going to go through it, so we'll follow that as soon as those guys get back rolling again. We'll show you those drills. But overall impressions thus far on what you've seen, some speed for sure. And then I guess I'd like to get your thoughts on the idea of speed to power. Kind of go down the line here, start with you, Calais, and like how you do manufacture that power with your get off and with your speed. Because we hear that in evaluation circles all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and actually defer to Dwayne, because
sure.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I was in year 8 when I got to be teammates with him for a year, and he opened my eyes so much on just the way the game is played, the art of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him talk about it. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, these drills, you have to see little tidbits of how these guys will hopefully develop, right. And how you transfer the speed to power. Yeah. It all starts when you get off. And that's the very first thing that you see, how fast a guy gets out of the blocks. Now, what that is, it's a 40-yard dash, that 10-yard split. That's what you look at. Exactly. And as you see these drills, hitting the bags, using their legs, using their leverage, how they hit those bags, that's how you see the transition from speed to power and using moves. So, they get tidbits of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and hopefully they can come to some type of conclusion, with the film on what this player is going to be. Yeah, I'll hop in there and add to that just because I feel like, it's perfect when you think about it from grand scheme of things. Because that get off is on point, and that obviously has to worry about.
What up, Damien? JR, I see you, JR. Dot. You got a good conversation, man. We allowed you. Hey, look, we watching the NFL Combine, D linemen, linebackers, edge rushers. This is going to probably be my longest video. This video and the O-line video are going to be the two longest videos. Everybody else is going to be, every other position is going to be short. Running backs, receivers, cornerbacks, that's going to be short.
For somebody that's holding it back, because now you're like this. For somebody that's shooting, you might be aiming at the breastplate right there to lift him up.
Yeah, and like Claire said, it all starts with speed, though. Without the speed, the power doesn't really come to play.
That's a great point. And so kind of what we're seeing here, some of these guys that, we can call them hybrids, right? You could, 43, you might see their hand in the dirt as a DN. At 34, you might see him as more of an outside linebacker role, which, Matt, you've kind of had some experience, kind of all over the place, right, in that role.
Yeah.
How would you kind of describe the differences in what your responsibilities are and maybe some of the body types and some of the athleticism that you see in those two positions?
Right here, tight ends and running backs are getting utilized so much in the pass game right now that sometimes you drop a DN into that coverage. I mean, he looks really good. He looks really good. He stayed on every line.
Backpedal to the edge, catch the ball, right?
And that's different, though, but you ain't got to catch themselves. Don't throw the ball at me. And I'm not saying I can't catch, but if the ball is coming at me, I'm doing something wrong. Because the quarterback has the ball. I got to get there. But I got to understand this drill, and the game is changing in its evolution. The more things you do, the better it is for you.
I told y'all, the more you can do, the better it is, man. You can be really good at something, but you can do multiple things at one time.
Drop right now, once or twice a game, you switch it up. You had an advantage. Every team has that advantage.
Robert Beal Jr., man. What's up, Raymond? Jonathan Brutus. Robert Beal Jr. looks pretty good.
Something wrong. Something wrong. All right, now look, I'll give you a quick story. I remember I was with San Diego, and I was playing against Tom Brady. All right, and Tom knows me. I'm coming at him every single time. Well, I'm in a 3-4 scheme now. All right, now I'm playing outside linebacker. All right, and now all of a sudden, I remember going into a week today. The only time that you actually have to drop back in coverage, really, and show it, is if they go empty. So as long as they don't go empty, you're just gonna pop that and cover like curl flat. I said, okay, no problem. So here we go. Come to the game, they spread out the empty. So now I gotta get up out of my stance, which I hate doing, and now showing that I'm actually in coverage. I sit there now, guess who I'm covering? Gronkowski. So now I'm sitting there thinking he's looking at me, I'm looking at him.
Oh, Nick Hampton. Let me see how Nick Hampton look.
So now I'm thinking, all right, this guy's just acting like this.
Nick Hampton, huh?
Giving a little signal to Gronk, and I'm acting like, I saw he's running out route. Brady said, I jumped the out route. He all of a sudden goes and does a vertical. 40 yards down the field, I'm chasing him like one of these drills, and I'm like, yo, that was never again.
So the 40-yard dash has gotten faster every year for D linemen. Now the D linemen are running 4.83. Last year was 4.87. Now they're running 4.83. At some point, it's going to get down to about 4.69. They're getting bigger and faster, folks. What am I watching, Raymond? Hey, Rod, what's up, man? I got a couple guys I've circled, man. Isaiah Land, like late round picks. Isaiah Land, Brenton Cox Jr., Dexter Sr., Keon Clark in the first round, Luke Vaness in the first round, Nolan Smith in the first round. The dude from Coastal Carolina, Clark, Raymond from Oklahoma, There's a lot of guys, man. There's a lot of guys. Oh my goodness.
Let me ask you a question. And those 3 interceptions, is that what you get paid to do? No, never. Oh, yeah. Did you bring that up? I got 2 interceptions this year. Yeah, not bad. Better ball, so I do bring a better ball in certain situations. Just out of curiosity, Clay, so one of those basketball scholarships to Green Valley?
No bullshit.
No, he couldn't get no scholarship to Green Valley.
I had scholarship offers for Oregon and Washington basketball. Football. Miami, they paid me to walk around in Miami.
It's crazy. A lot of those guys jump to catch the ball. Tuipulotu, got him outside linebacker. Interesting. 3-4. I want to see how Luke Van Ness looks on the open field. Is that his game? I don't know. He looks good. Keon White. What we got? Why ain't he run the 40? He's a little bit too big to be out there like that. He needs to put him hand in the dirt, come forward, and rush the quarterback. Oh, yeah, he can't. That's not him. That's not his game. Nolan Smith did. He ran to 40. And he stopped after one run, and then he kind of like stopped. He didn't do the drills. Yeah, Nolan Smith ran 140, and that was Byron Young Jr. Byron Young Jr.
And I think that's a good thing for the league because the quarterbacks they can throw a 60 off their back foot, or they can run a 4-4. So it's just getting more difficult as the quarterbacks evolve and as the game evolves. So does the edge rushers.
From a schematic standpoint, the more you have pass rushers that can drop and cover in space, it allows you to do so much more from a blitzing standpoint. So, if I want to be able to disguise blitzes, I don't want to put DBs in to cover. I want to be able to cover with Matt Judons and guys who can rush faster because now, quarterbacks and other quarterbacks are going to be, they're going to be able to suspect it. They're going to be able to game plan for it. They're going to, get caught off guard. They're going to get free quarterback runs, free rushing faster. Think they were dropping and stuff. So, I think we used to always say, from the scoring when we were in Ravens together, he used to always say, he wanted to get free runs to the quarterback. He did that by blitzing. But the more Judon dropped, then the more you have opportunities to get free runs to the quarterback when he looked like he's dropping the blitz.
And then when you got a guy that's 6'3", 6'4", lined up in the A gap over a guard or a center, and he fakes, he jabs, and he drops out. The center has to hold. He has to block that guy because you can't let a free A gap rusher through. And so once you can line up there and you can rush and you can drop, that's a great thing. That's a great thing. And it's just a weapon. You become a weapon for any defensive coordinator.
Oh man, love that versatility, and that it allows those defensive coordinators to get a little bit more creative, right? And how they want to attack and what they want to do. Nice hands right there. As we continue, this is the final drill of group number 2, working through some of these edge rushers as they get paid to get after the quarterback, but here showcasing some of their other skills.
So this is group number 2.
Really smooth.
That point that was just talking about where you can pass rush over the center, and you can run pass rush games. You have all kinds of games where he can pick for outside D tackle technique. You can do where the D tackle
It's always interesting.
Yeah. Get Jose Ramirez here, Eastern Michigan. Really nice east-west shrine ball in a couple of plays in the game. Got to the quarterback, got the ball on the ground. Game situation. Devious Robinson, Ole Miss.
That was on the QB. that was on the QB. He wasn't throwing it to you. That might have been a completed ball. Okay.
Good hands. Tui Pelotu.
Oh, man, let's see what you got, man. Tui gonna be a good pickup.
Yeah.
Wherever he goes. Okay. From what I'm seeing, I don't know. With John Allen, I'm seeing like third round, fourth round. He's gonna be a very good player.
You just say you kind of like the assistant GM in New England.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm more free agent pickups. It's my first time at the draft.
It's my first time at the draft. Not yet. We'll get there.
But you know, players know players. Players know players.
So you've been there long enough. You know what works. You know what's valuable. You know what's a commodity.
Yes, sir. I watch some other guys. Current players like yes. Everybody goes to All Pro. I watch your tape. I want to watch everything they did that year. I want to know why they were named All Pro.
I do think that he will. I know we're all excited about adding George Edwards to our.
You need to see some progress from him getting to the quarterback and finishing some sacks?
Yes, it is. But I do think that he will. I know we're all excited about adding George Edwards to our staff, who did some great work at Dallas last year with their pass rushers. So I do think that he's got it in him, and I think he'll rise to the occasion.
That's Jason Light talking about George Edwards for Joe Tryon Stoyanka.
I do think. Difficult year because of the injury. He's not used to being injured. This is the first time he had been injured, and he did step up late in the year and make some big plays for us, some big moments. So I would say no, we were expecting more, but I don't think it was because of us. I think because of the injury. Yeah, another one.
As a defensive end, you can actually make some money.
Yeah.
If you can get back there 15 to 17 yards where it is and get in that window, you can stop some plays. I think so.
He's one of the iconic players candidates, and I was part of it. And well, the importance of these draft picks. Yes,
All right, so I'm going to play a video. I'm going to play a sound bite. Jason Light talking about this year's draft. I'm gonna bring this up. Yaya Dobby pretty good. He's showing some flashes for me too. He stood out too. Brenton Cox Jr. The Bucs got to get some of these guys. So this is Jason Light talking about this year's draft.
Right track here. It's going to be a very important draft. I wouldn't say that we go into any draft less ambitious to do well than we do others. So that hasn't changed. But yeah, the challenge is out there for us, and I've talked to all of my staff that this is actually going to be a fun challenge. Right now, we can do some bargain shopping. We really got to nail the draft and try to find starters and different areas of the draft, which we think we can. But this is the kind of stuff that gets the juices flowing of my staff right now. So it's the fun time. Well, the importance of these draft picks, yes, you're on the right track here. It's going to be a very important draft.
So I want y'all to hear this. Hold on, I'm gonna be back.
Less ambitious to do well than we do others, so that hasn't changed. But yeah, the challenge is out there for us, and I've talked to all of my staff. This is actually going to be a fun challenge. Right now, we can do some bargain shopping. We really got to nail the draft, try to find starters and different areas.
I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this.
This is the kind of stuff that gets the juices flowing of my staff right now. So it's the fun time. Well, the importance of these draft picks, yes, you're on the right track here. It's going to be a very important draft. I wouldn't say that we go into any draft less ambitious to do well than we do others.
So that hasn't changed.
Listen.
Well, the importance of these draft picks, yes, you're on the right track here. They are. It's going to be a very important draft. I wouldn't say that we go into any draft less ambitious to do well than we do others. So that hasn't changed. But yeah, the challenge is out there for us, and I've talked to all of my staff that this is actually going to be a fun challenge. Right now, we can do some bargain shopping. We really got to nail the draft and try to find starters and different areas of the draft which we think we can. But this is the kind of stuff that gets the juices flowing.
Listen,
so
I talked about it yesterday.
Well, the importance of these draft picks, yes, you're on the right track here. They are. It's going to be a very important draft. I
told y'all
any draft,
this draft is very important. Even next year, they need to get multiple starters out of this draft. Jason Light was talking about the importance of this year's draft, finding guys. I told y'all this draft is important. It's you got to get multiple starters. You got to change over this roster, man. They stuck with this roster for 3 years. How it was structured. It's time to go in a different direction. You got to get multiple draft picks, at least 2 out of this draft. You need 2. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. You need your Tristan Wirfs. You need your Antoine Winfield Jr. Back-to-back rounds, first and second round. You need to hit back-to-back first and second round picks this draft. I told y'all. No more goofiness. We need guys to come in right away. No offense to Logan Hall. No offense to Joe Tryon. Hopefully they develop well. But this draft needs to be like 2020 in the first 2 rounds. Right away, productive. You can't rely on free agents no more. You can't rely on Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, Ryan Suckup, Leonard Fournette. You can't rely on that no more to save your butt, Jason Light. You got the draft, buddy. You did good with Tristan Wirfs. You did good with Winfield Jr. You look like you got some with Rachaad White and possible Cade Otton, Luke Gedeke, and Robert Hainsley. Okay, with Luke Gedeke, I don't know. Robert Hainsley's okay. Cole Kef, he is who he is, not no world beater. I'm talking about the last 3 drafts. The Cal Trask situation, but I'm telling you right now, this draft right here needs to be better than 2022 and in 2021. It needs to be better than the last 2 drafts. Last 2 drafts with Jason Light has been, I'm just saying. They need multiple starters in this draft. Minimal 2. You don't need no Logan Hall type player. You don't need no Joe Tryon type player in the first 2 rounds. You need those guys to come in right away and start. Whatever position they draft at, left tackle, D-line, outside linebacker, they got to come in and be ready to contribute right away. Because these previous 2 drafts, the 2022 and the 2021, nah, man, we can't have that. They kind of, I think the Bucs kind of screwed up in a way. Low key, I think the Bucs kind of screwed that up a little bit. I ain't even gonna hold y'all, man. Because if they would have drafted properly, the 2021, the 2022 draft should have been significant contributors already. See, now you got to play catch up. See, you drafted Joe Tryon, but you really couldn't play him his rookie season because JPP, you running it back. So you kind of stunted his growth a little bit. So why did you draft Joe Tryon if you're running back with JPP? But I got it. You had to draft somebody to draft as a replacement. But he wasn't ready. And then this year, you got a chance to see him for multiple games. It was like, he still don't look ready. Question marks. And then this season, you got rid of Ndamukong Suh. You let Ndamukong Suh walk. So you drafted Logan Hall. He rarely played. So he wasn't ready. So your 2 defensive linemen you drafted the last 2 years was not ready to play right away. part-time players and barely played. So this year draft, now you got to draft some guys that can come in and play right away. See, now you got to play catch up. See, if the Bucs would have did it right in 2021 and 2022, this wouldn't be a problem. This draft would have been like, man, let's go get a receiver, Zay Flowers or Jackson, that guy from Ohio State, explosive receiver or something like that. But now the Bucs got to play catch up because they drafted a couple guys on the D line that were not surefire starters coming out of the draft. See what I'm saying? It's okay. Tryon and Logan Hall, hopefully they develop and become the players that they should be, the potential, the ceiling, right? But see, this draft, you got to get guys better than them. You never can't draft too many players in the position, especially D-line. You never can't have too many D linemen. Actually, you want to have too many D linemen. You want that problem. You want to have too many good D linemen. You don't got time for guys to develop. Your job is on the line, Todd Bowles and Jason Light. You might get an extra year after this, but 2025, if you ain't doing that, you're out of there. So this draft and next year's draft is very important for the Bucs to get several starters. You get a couple out of this draft, 2 or 3, maybe 4. That might be a reach, but at least 2 or 3, 2 at the minimum. And then next year's draft, you get about another 2 or 3 more starters on cheap contracts. Build through the draft. Stop running around here peeking at door number 2. Luckily, it was Tom Brady. There is no Tom Brady behind door number 2. So I don't know what the hell Bruce Arians talking about. You got to look behind door number 2. I went through door number 2. I walked in there and I looked at the options for door number 2. It's terrible. You might as well stick with Kyle Trask. You might as well be bad with Kyle Trask than to be bad with Baker Mayfield. But in the meantime, while you're not looking too good, you can still win the NFC South. But meanwhile, if you're struggling a little bit, at least you're ready for the future. At least you're ready for the next 2 or 3 years with young D linemen, young O linemen, young outside linebackers. You're ready. So when you do get your quarterback, you're good to go. I'm gonna play this again, folks. No more running it back. It's a wrap.
Well, the importance of these draft picks, yes, you're on the right track here. It's going to be a very important draft.
Very important draft.
Go into any draft less ambitious to do well than we do others, so that hasn't changed. But yeah, the challenge is out there for us, and I've talked to all of my staff that this is actually going to be a fun challenge. Right now, we can do some bargain shopping. We really got to nail the draft and try to find starters.
When has Jason Knight nail the draft?
Which we think we can, but this is the kind of stuff that gets the juices flowing of my staff right now. So it's the fun time.
When has Jason Light nailed a draft? What do you mean by nail a draft? What do you mean by that? Nail the draft. Linebackers up next, folks. Because see, what the Bucs doing right now is getting rid of dead weight. They got no choice. Getting rid of dead weight, folks. Get rid of dead weight.
A new car loses about 10% of its value the minute you drive off the lot. Or more.
Yeah, Devin White is out there. He looking. Look, this gonna look. I would not be upset. I'm gonna be real with y'all. If the Bucs draft a tackle, offensive lineman, and the rest of the picks are defensive players, I would not even trip. Remember, Carolina had a draft. They drafted like all defensive line. They drafted all defense. I wouldn't even be mad if the Bucs did that. Like they spent the entire draft on defense. Maybe get a tackle, offensive tackle, but the other 6 picks are all offense, or the other 5 picks all offense. I wouldn't be mad.
Doing things over and over and over and over again to the point where you can't get it wrong.
I wouldn't even trip.
Underdog mentality is what's got me here. It's not completely wrong.
The Bucs got to get rid of a lot of dead weight.
I'm ready to go.
The school play was really coming together until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. FedEx can help you be ready for what's next.
Linebackers are coming up, folks.
Are you kidding me? That was fun to watch.
Oh, I love football. Get your day started with all things football. This guy is that good. It's gonna happen. He's gonna be a star. Friends from all over.
Well, Todd, important. That's not easy, and it's something we talked about when we signed him. That a lot of our players would just see from him being him, the things he does, as hard as he works, the dedication he puts into things, that would rub off onto a lot of players, which we think it did. So, signing him was great because of the player and the things the fruits of the labor that we got from that and helped win the Super Bowl. But we think that's going to just his being is going to be with us for, and what he was is going to carry with us for a few years, or for hopefully for longer than that. That's not easy.
If Jason Light is
it's something we talked about when we signed him.
If Jason Light is relying on Tom Brady's being around a facility to carry the Bucs, he is delusional.
Was giving you 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
I never got a college degree. Now I'm CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions.
I'll just say that I think in free agency this year, we've got some challenges ahead of us that we have a plan for to get under the cap. But we're going to be looking for value. So, and that goes for all positions for the most part.
Kind of along with it.
I'll just say that I think in free agency this year, we've got some challenges ahead of us that we have a plan for to get under the cap. But we're going to be looking for value. So, and that goes for all positions for the most part.
Kind of along with it.
I'll just say that I think in free agency this year, we've got some challenges ahead of us that we have a plan for to get under the cap. But we're going to be looking for value. So, and that goes for all positions for the most part.
Kind of along with it.
I'll just say that I think in free agency this year, we've got some challenges ahead of us that we have a plan for to get under the cap. But we're going to be looking for value. So, and that goes for all positions for the most part.
Kind of along with it.
I'll just say that.
End up that way, but your thoughts on at least how Trask has the things right now?
Well, we're planning on Tom not being here forever, so we've been planning this for a while. Retirement, so we have a lot of faith in Kyle. A lot of us are very excited about seeing him get an opportunity to start, get out there off season and training camp with the ones, preseason games.
I'm letting y'all listen to Jason Light interview.
He's capitalized on these opportunities in the past in Florida. Had a really good senior year. So we took him in the second round for a reason. We didn't take him in the second round to be a third string quarterback. We took him in the second round to eventually at some point start. So,
well, he was a third string quarterback, Jason.
We'll be adding some other quarterbacks for sure. But we're very excited about his future.
You didn't draft him to be a third string quarterback, but that's what he was this past season. He was a third string quarterback, Jason.
We'll planning on.
How you gonna draft the guy in the second round to be a third string quarterback? That's what you did. Jason Light be talking crazy.
We have a lot of faith in Kyle.
You have a lot of faith in. Why wasn't he the backup? Blaine Gabbert was the backup.
Start, get out there off season and training camp with the ones. Would be very comfortable with that. excited, use that word already, but really am, for him to get a chance to be with the starters in off season, starters in training camp, starters in preseason, which he's never done. You know, he was a successful quarterback in the SEC. I mean, wildly successful. We took him in the second round for a reason. We didn't take him in the second round just to be a third string quarterback. Now it has yet to be seen what he turns out to be, but we're confident that it's going to be very good. Would be very comfortable with that. Excited, use that word already, but really am, for him to get a chance to be with the starters in off season, starters in training camp, starters in preseason, which he's never.
He's running linebacker. He looks like Devin White out there. An incredible day, and that's the guy who I believe made the biggest jump this afternoon.
All right, well, let's spin it ahead to our linebackers, who have something to live up to now. And it starts with Will Anderson, who is, well, here you go. Here's your next-gen stats for you. Joined some elite company at his size.
That dude from Northwestern, man.
Edge rusher in the last 20 years, weigh over 275 pounds and jump at least 37 inches in the vert. Mario Williams, who only went #1 overall. Some other pretty good names out there as well. Charles, looking ahead, you got Will Anderson, who is the #2 overall player on DJ's top 50 list. He's going to blow this thing up?
I think he's going to do well. We already know who he is, and watching him at Alabama and what he demonstrated in terms of going from 16 sacks a year before, 17 sacks. People are going, he only had 10 the next year. Well, he actually got a lot more blockers during that time. He is a terrific player. Peter mentioned earlier.
Restock and eventually build another championship team. And it's just going to look a little different and be done a little bit differently. We were in a position in 2020 after we won the Super Bowl to be able to re-sign all of our players, which hadn't been done in a very long time. And the goal is eventually to be able to get back into a position like that. But in the short term, we still want to win and compete for this division, and we think we can. And we just don't want to do it without sacrificing our long-term plans, our long-term goals as well. So I think we can do it, find a way to do both at the same time.
With the obviously Tom moving on and some of the cap issues you've had, is this a situation where no one wants to take a step back, but it might be in the best interest of the franchise long-term to take a step back to move forward?
I don't want to say taking a step back. We're still trying to restock and eventually build another championship team.
You see what I'm saying? These little stupid words, man. He needs to be real with this, man. Trying to restock, not trying to rebuild. We're trying to using these words. Not trying to restock. We're not trying to rebuild. We're trying to restock. What? What do you see the situation, Jason Light? What you mean? Restock with what?
This Army team, think about what he has in front of him. As much as he spent time in the weight room, it's not nearly enough because the Army, they're getting you ready for the big part of the race, right? So they're not worried about your time in the weight room. They're worried about other things. He is only going to develop. If I'm someone, I'm getting in my day 2 in the steel. I'm getting in the weight room as a project, and he's getting very close to not having this house all day. With the military changing their role, grandfathered in, he's going to be able to go into the draft. That rule will change coming up. Will be more like the Roger Staubach time, where you had to serve the full time. Andre Carter would be out there doing this thing. Legislation came out in December that would have prevented him from doing this. They got the grandfather rule. He's going to do it. He's able to follow his NFL dreams. An amazing story. Army, here at the
By the way, only 2 Army players have been drafted since 1970. And one other guy to keep your eye on, speaking of Army, Trenton Simpson, fine linebacker out of Clemson. Nearly 3 decades as an Army Ranger. That guy will be able to follow instructions.
Discipline at that house.
I would imagine. Hey, quick reminder, NFL Plus, we've already heard from Calais Campbell has been part of that coverage. Devin White, part of the coverage as well. Matthew Judon will be down there on the field, and 4-time Pro Bowl linebacker of the New England Patriots as well. So Group 3 getting set to run the 40 shortly. Rich Eisen.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Appreciate it. All right.
Well, Will Anderson Jr. is built like a freaking Terminator. He's built like a freaking demigod.
he has some quick wins where it's over immediately. Here he is. You'll see him against Cincinnati. That's Desmond Ritter back there. Just knock the hands off, control, and finish. Here he is again. Quick inside move. He's got a great feel. You overset, you get over your skis, you lose your balance in a tackle. It's going to be over quickly. The suddenness again. Here he is working on the edge. You see him set the edge in the run game. He can stack blocks. He does that easily. Then you want to try to run away from him? As some teams, including with Bijan Robinson in Texas, trying to do, he's going to close down the back door and make it happen there. So an outstanding football player who has got a long history of production on the big stage against the best opponents.
And they're being called over right now to the 40-yard dash line. Who else are you looking forward to seeing in this group?
Well, I mean, he is the headliner. Trenton Simpson from Clemson is another one I would keep an eye on. He's, we've got Devin White up here.
Yep.
When you talk to the folks that were training Trenton Simpson, they said this could be some Devin White type numbers, which are special numbers. So he's going to fly. He could be in the 4.4s when it's all said and done. Here he is right here. We can look at him on video as well to go along with
Trent Simmons.
Talking about how athletic and how explosive he is. Here's him on the field at Clemson. You see it shows up. They'll use him in a variety of ways. Here he is just the closing speed. And talking about running a 4.4, you can see it here. Coming off the edge, closes that distance in a hurry. Here he is off the ball. Want to match him up here with the tight end in coverage? No problem. Get right underneath him, knock the football away. Here he is blitzing from depth, closing that space down, providing the pressure. And again, running some games with him. With that type of athleticism, you can do so many different things with him in his game.
LB 28 for those who are wondering when we're going to see him. And so you've got him at 43, Drew Sanders at 44 in your top 50. We just saw some really fast defensive linemen, and look forward to seeing what we can get out of the linebacking core right here as we finish up the first night here. The final drills of the
I like Will McDonald, man.
The defensive backs will have at it tomorrow night. Then the defense rests and the offense gets out.
They're setting the bar pretty high here off this last group for these linebackers to follow up. Again, it says linebackers. We mentioned Will Anderson, who's really an edge player. Right. There's a couple other edge players in this group. Derek Hall from Auburn, who's my 39th player, is in here. B.J. Ojolari from LSU is 47. So those guys are edge players working out the linebacker.
All right, we'll be right back, and by the time we return, we're going to have some 40-yard.
It's so much talent, man. So much talent. The Bucs cannot screw this up, man. Like, y'all heard what Jason Light said. This is a very important draft.
It's going to be Oregon State's new Musgrave. This is somebody that only played 2 games this year, had an injury. This is somebody that only has 2 career touchdowns. So you say, okay, what is this, a 4th-round pick? Maybe a 3rd-round pick? I think you got a chance to go in the 1st round. This is a traits-based position, and teams have shown over the years George Kittle did not have a ton of production when he was in college at Iowa. Obviously, you can go through the basketball players that didn't play at all. And Antonio Gates, Jimmy Graham is another one. But there's production for these college tight ends that turn out to be great NFL players, in some cases, future Hall of Famers. So Luke Musgrave's going to be 6'6". He's going to be 250-plus pounds, and he might run in the low 4.5s when it's all said and done. He's going to jump really, really well. He's got a huge catch radius, so he'll be one to keep an eye on. Can't wait to see him work out, and somebody that I think is going to garner legitimate first-round buzz following the NFL scouting combine. All right, lastly, let's get to the big guys here. Offensive lineman, the one I would keep an eye on here, Jalen Duncan, is a tackle from Maryland. Really an up-and-down career there. Gave up some sacks this last year, had some issues, had some struggles, but you cannot question his athleticism. And somebody that was at the Senior Bowl, I thought, was markedly improved from what we saw during the regular season, and those athletic traits really started to show themselves. I think you will see that on display once we get to Indianapolis. He will put on an excellent workout, the field workout, the ability to bend, the ability to change directions will be exceptional. I think he's going to run really, really fast. He's got a chance to really put up a big-time 40, and I think you also see him jump really well to show off his
all want to win and compete for this division, and we think we can. And we just don't want to do it without sacrificing our long-term plans, our long-term goals as well. So I think we can do it, find a way to do both at the same time.
With the obviously Tom moving on and some of the cap issues you've had, is this a situation where no one wants to take a step back, but it might be the best interest of the franchise long-term to take a step back to move forward?
I don't want to say taking a step back. We're still trying to restock and eventually build an.
Jason Light said restock. What the heck?
It's going to look a little different and be done a little bit differently. We were in a position in 2020 after we won the Super Bowl to be able to re-sign all of our players, which hadn't been done in a very long time. And the goal is eventually to be able to get back into a position like that. But in the short term, we still want to win and compete for this division, and we think we can. And we just don't want to do it without sacrificing our long-term. Yeah, we're very excited.
Really good instincts.
4.71.
I think he's got faster. I think we'll see him run faster next run. We've seen a difference too, though. We got to remember these are the unofficial numbers. When the officials have come in, they've come in a little faster.
They have come in faster. Jalen Graham to Purdue.
You see a lot of these off-the-ball linebackers are in the 220s. The days of needed a 245, 255-pound linebacker is just not the case anymore. You can play with these 220-plus pound guys.
4.69.
Solid line.
Auburn's Derek Hall, edge rusher.
Derek Hall, he's got his arms are long, 34.5-inch arms. He's really kind of straight line explosive. We'll see how he does in the change of direction drills. I think that's going to be something people are looking forward to watching. But in terms of just the get off the burst, the explosiveness, he's got that one. Watch him on tape.
Yep, Derek Hall.
6'2" 3/4", 252-pound man who just ran 4.57. And just to add a little perspective, he was born 4 months premature. Another grown man.
But you're
doing that here at an NFL scouting combine.
This is a fun player here in Dalen Henley. He was a wide receiver at Nevada, and then they moved him to linebacker. His coaches ended up going to Washington State. He follows him there. USC, you talk to those coaches, they wanted him bad. They wanted him to transfer to the Trojans. Instead, he went to the Cougars.
4.63.
These are outside. These are linebackers, outside edge rushers, outside linebackers. Thank y'all for joining Buckles Locker Day 1 Combine. D linemen, outside linebackers, edge rushers. This is one of my longest videos of the combine.
Offensive lineman played well last year, Rich. I believe Nate Herbert's a free agent too. He's going to make some money on the market this year. Nick is undersized edge rusher.
.471.
Outside linebackers.
So we're going to take a break right here, and when we come back, we'll show you all the 40s that were run during our commercial break. Derek Hall, very pleased with his performance, and Will Anderson will get a second run at it. Coming up.
Let's go. It seems like only yesterday you were just a child at play. Life is brief, but when it's gone,
3 hours in, folks. We 3 hours in. So Nolan Smith official time was 4.39. Byron Young from Tennessee was 4.43. Robert Beal Jr. 4.48. We got D lineman running 4.4, man. The guy from Northwestern 4.49. Yada Dabi 4.51. Yasser Abdullah 4.57. Isaiah Fusque 4.58. Lucas Van Ness 4.58. I like that. Nick Hampton 4.58. He was doing some things out there. Isaiah Land, my guy, 4.62. KJ Henry 4.63. Tavares Robinson 4.66. Thomas Incoon 4.66. Kalijah Clancy 4.67. Will Anderson 4.69. Enike Anuchue 4.70. Jalen Redmond, the guy I was watching, 4.81. Brenton Cox Jr. 4.82. Dante Steels 4.85. Brian Breesy, D tackle 4.86. Javon Dexter Sr., defensive tackle 4.88. Mike Morris 4.95. D tackle. Keon Benton, the guy I was watching, 5.508 on the 40. So the guys I've named, the guys I was kind of looking at, Mojo, 5 flats, basically 5.04 on the 40. Gerard Clark Defensive tackle, 5'5". He ran a 5'2", 5'25" on the 40. So all the guys I named is the guys I've been watching. A lot of talent, folks. There's a lot of talent. Yes, the combine is still going on. Exclusive Garvey. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I think how these guys look will determine if Vontae comes back or come back. Look, man, if the Bucs want to go linebacker, you got to go with a versatile guy, a flexible guy, a guy that can run, the guy that can rush a pass on the outside and can drop in coverage too. I'm tired of seeing Devin White rushing or blitzing over and over again. He keep blitzing over and over again. Do something else, Devin White. Do something else. Show me something different than you just blitzing the A gap. You're doing the same thing over and over again. Over and over again. He keep blitzing over and over again. Same thing over and over again. Do something else, Devin White. Guys pulling these hamstrings, man. They got to stretch. That's slow. A lot of talent on that D line, man. We're looking at outside linebackers right now. What y'all think about Carson Wentz on the Bucs? Who would you rather have, Carson Wentz or Jameis Winston? Let's start some trouble. Who would you rather have, Carson Wentz or Jameis Winston? Jameis Winston or Carson Wentz? Over and over again. Over and over again. Come on, answer the question, fellas. Jameis Winston or Carson Wentz? All right, let's do another one. Let's start some trouble. Jameis Winston or Jacoby Brissett? Let's start some trouble. Jameis Winston or Jacoby Brissett? Now, these are the guys that the Bucs fans are, they're fathering for some strange reason. But I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna start some trouble. I don't do a lot of clickbait, but I'm gonna start some trouble. Jameis or Jacoby Brissett? Now remember, these are the quarterbacks. A lot of Bucs fans are pretty much saying, "Well, we can go with that guy," and so I'm gonna do a comparison. Jameis Winston or Jacoby Brissett? Which one is it? Jameis Winston or Jacoby Brissett? Jameis Winston or Baker Mayfield? Jameis Winston or Baker Mayfield? Oh, Drew Sanders not working? Drew Sanders ain't running? Oh, I want to see Drew Sanders run. I wanted to see Drew Sanders run, man. Jameis Winston or Baker Mayfield? Trenton Simpson. Jameis Winston or Sam Darnold? Oh, he's moving. Oh, he's moving. There we go. He can run faster than that. Yeah, Trenton Simpson was running. He's moving. Trenton Simpson was running. Jameis Winston or Sam Darnold? Let's keep going. Jameis Winston, Taylor Heineke. Jameis Winston or Taylor Heineke? Jameis Winston or Taylor Heineke? Who would you rather have? Over and over again. Over and over again. Jameis Winston or Taylor Heineke? Jameis Winston or Gardner Minshew? Jameis Winston, Tyler Huntley. Jameis Winston, Colt McCoy. Let me see who else. Jameis Winston, Josh Rosen. I'm just curious. I just want to know y'all what y'all think about these quarterbacks that's being mentioned to go to the Bucs. Jameis Winston, Matt Ryan. Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton. Because Jameis Winston, like, I'm just trying to give y'all an idea. Like, look what's available that's doable for the Bucs. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. The point I'm trying to make is, what are you trying to do with these quarterbacks? Jameis Winston versus Jameis Winston. That's how bad it's bad out there, folks. It's bad out there. That quarterback pool is bad. So I'd rather stick with Kyle Trask, to be honest with you.
Doesn't always move everyone. So Penske offers free unlimited miles and 1 year rentals. For unlimited possibilities on what terms your move could take.
Expired. Big Clipper. Tyler Huntley, Jacoby Brissett. I don't like either one of them. Jacoby Brissett, you know what you're getting with him. You're not gonna get a lot of production. I will say this: Winston is more productive than a lot of these quarterbacks. I will say that he's more productive. He'll put points up on the board when he turns the ball over. But I will say this though, and that's a fact: none of these quarterbacks I'm naming are more productive than Jameis Winston. We do know he will not average 18 points a game with Jameis Winston at quarterback. We do know that. He's more talented, but it's up here though. That's the problem. But I'd rather stick with Kyle Trask. Talent-wise, Jameis Winston is more talented than all the quarterbacks. We know that. But it's mental with Jameis Winston. I'd rather stay with Kyle Trask. I don't want to put $35 million in Derek Carr. No, thank you. Big clipper. Big spinner.
He's a transfer from Tennessee. They rave about his intelligence there at Alabama. He's one of the smarter guys they coached there in the line of eat.
They see, we saw these guys asked to be dropping the flag.
Dorian Williams, Tulane. We saw these guys asked to be dropping the flag. Dorian Williams, Tulane. He's rolling. Yes, 4-5. Let's get some Steve Winters. Will Anderson decided to not run the first 40. Will Anderson decided to not run again. This is ran once, and that's enough. Here's here Abdullah. 4-5-3.
We'll see if Banksy stumbles the last time. Yes. So we'll be cleaning around this time.
It's a great time.
Yes.
We'll see if Banksy stumbled the last time. Yes. Looks like it was a cleaner run this time. And that's a much better time. 4-5. More like 2-7-1 is first one. Evaluate. Very good at it. Iowa. Jack Campbell back live now. 4-7-1 is first one. Bucs Award winner. Iowa. Bit of better time. 4-7-1.
Watching against screens. He's snitching out consistently.
But he's somebody you see linebackers with instincts watching against screens.
He's snitching screens. And he said a couple times today, just relax.
And this is screens moving there. He plays for relax. You'll run fast. He's training a little bit too much. He plays fast.
Would y'all be mad if the Bucs drafted Trenton Simpson? I'm pretty much about to wrap it up, folks. I'm pretty much done. I watched all the big guys. Now they're just outside linebackers now, but we've seen all the outside linebackers pretty much. There's a couple in this group, but this is more linebackers. The only linebacker that will be feasible for the Bucs is Trenton Simpson. The rest of the guys I wouldn't touch in the first round. Trenton Simpson is the only one, but I don't think the Bucs are going to go that route. But yeah, I'm about to wrap it up, folks. Thank you for joining Buckles Locker. Combine Day 1. Defensive tackles. Outside pass rushers. Outside D linemen, edge rushers. Outside linebackers. It was a productive live stream, folks. This will be my longest live stream. Even the second longest will be my offensive line live stream. And the rest of them will be short, like an hour, 30 minutes, hour, whatever. But this one, I wanted to really focus on this one because it's just too much talent. It's too much talent out there, folks, for the Bucs not to get. But shouts out to everybody. And shouts out to all the proud Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining with your host, Buckles Locker. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. With that being said, fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag. Hashtag stay humble. Hashtag, what does your eyes tell you? Hashtag trenches matter. Hashtag trenches matter. Hashtag don't get mad at me. Hashtag probability versus possibility. Hashtag retool, reload, rebuild. Hashtag bus. Hashtag Jason Light don't mess this up. Hashtag no goofy picks. Hashtag no goofy picks. Hashtag no development picks. Hashtag immediate starter. Hashtag life after Brady. Hashtag what's next for the Bucs. Hashtag why. Hashtag what is this? What is this? I'll see y'all tomorrow. Buckles lock out.